At the turn of the 20th century, a neighborhood in Gloucester's working waterfront known as the Fort was home to an enclave of Sicilian immigrants whose lives revolved around three things: God, family, and fishing. Gloucester was America's largest seaport, and work was plentiful. Immigrants arrived for a hard but better life on one of the hundreds of fishing vessels. They were instilled with an unyielding devotion to the patron saint of fishermen, and brought with them an annual religious tradition that blossomed into the most popular attraction in all of Cape Ann. I'm Corey Kukuru for 1623 Studios, and this is the story of St. Peter's Fiesta. In 1926, fishing captain Sal Favazza wanted to replicate in Gloucester a custom from his birthplace of Favorata Terracini of thanking St. Peter for fair seas and abundant catches. He commissioned a Charlestown sculptor to build a statue of St. Peter that, to Favazza's surprise, arrived at his home nearly life-size, standing 5 feet tall and weighing 600 pounds. Fishermen's wives hailed its arrival with a novena, 9 days of song and prayer for their husbands at sea, at the Favazza's backyard. But the fishermen's wives wanted the statue to be honored the way it was in the old country, by taking it outdoors, mounting it to a platform, and parading it around the fort so every family could rejoice. Women collected $1 from each fishing boat and built a proper altar to rest the statue. In June of 1927, in accordance with the Feast of Saints Peter and Paul, a Roman holiday of public worship, St. Peter's Fiesta began. The Fort families opened their homes with endless amounts of food and wine. Decorative quilts and bedspreads hung from windows. Opera blared through the streets. The fishing fleet stayed in to celebrate, every boat painted and bannered. They went to the water's edge and blessed the statue, signifying the start of Fiesta. Fireworks were launched off Pavilion Beach as fishermen, dressed in all white, carried St. Peter on their shoulders, marching and chanting, "Vamos, amo, tu te muda! Viva San Pedro! Vamos, amo, tu te muda! Viva San Pedro!" As Gloucester began to embrace this new occasion, organizers wanted St. Peter's Fiesta to last multiple days and rival Boston's famous Fisherman's Feast, an annual citywide festival in the North End. The first order of business was to build a spectacular altar that could fit the statue, musical entertainment, and a Sunday benediction. Emilio Matarazzo, a contractor who ran a warehouse with his 4 sons in Chinatown, became Fiesta's official decorator. The Matarazzos strung lights along Commercial Street and built jaw-dropping altars that mimicked famous churches along the Mediterranean, such as the Avellino Cathedral in Sicily and St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. The first altars rose above the homes along Beach Court, standing 70 feet tall and 50 feet wide. Hundreds of yards of cloth, paper, and foil were pinned to the massive shrines. 10,000 electric lights lit up the night. To the people of the fort, it was heaven on earth. In the 1930s, games and competitions for kids and adults began to take prominence. The most popular event in Fiesta's early years was the seinboat races off Pavilion Beach. At that time, purse seine fishing, yes, we pronounce it seine, was the main fishing method. Seine fishing nets are dropped vertically in the water, their bottom edge weighed down with heavy rings, their top edge floated at the surface with buoys. A line runs through the rings, and once the nets are filled with fish, they're pursed up by the seine boat, then hauled onto a bigger boat. Seine boats held an entire fishing crew, and since the fleet stayed in for Fiesta, challenges amongst fellow boats became inevitable. Prizes in the first competitions were gold pieces worth up to $10. Crews today, including women's teams which began in 1995, and juniors, row in designated seines named Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria towards a flag anchored half a mile off Pavilion Beach, before making the 180-degree turn and racing ashore. The first to reach the beach wins an American flag. Second place earns an Italian flag. But the real prize is the bond amongst the rowers, and bragging rights. Contending crews bust each other's chops decades after the races are run. The other featured competition, the Greasy Pole Contest, is another custom from Italy that remains Fiesta's biggest crowd pleaser. Pole walking and climbing, as a measure of manliness, became popular in Europe centuries ago. Contestants walked or climbed poles slathered in mud, animal fat, and fish oil for a chance to snatch prizes like fresh food. The first Fiesta contest took place at the playground area of the fort, the pole jutting out from the rocky shoreline parallel to the ocean's surface. As Fiesta became a larger spectacle, the pole was moved to a platform 200 feet off Pavilion Beach, with a 40-foot telephone pole covered in biodegradable grease. Contestants in costumes walk in honor of someone in the fishing fleet, usually a relative. They take turns trying to grab a flag nailed to the end of the pole. There are 2 rules. Don't grab the flag during the opening courtesy round, or you'll get a beating, and keep an eye on the person walking before you. The event spans 3 days, with Friday's winner advancing to Saturday, and Saturday's winner advancing to Sunday. Sundays are reserved for champions who compete until they retire. When the flag is finally grabbed, the champion swims to shore, is lifted on the shoulders of the other walkers, and carried to the altar. The champs, like the same boat race winners, become part of Fiesta legend and lore. The true spirit of Fiesta, purists will tell you, is rooted in religion. And for decades, the highlight of the festival has been the Sunday procession of St. Peter's statue through downtown Gloucester. Months before the parade, families assemble ornate floats that recreate biblical scenes and sew homemade costumes that depict angels, saints, and other religious icons. The morning begins with an outdoor mass at the altar in St. Peter's Square, adjacent to the fort. Then, Fiesta committee members in their all-whites lead the 2-mile parade with marching bands, dignitaries, and all of the family floats. Thousands line the streets, many dressed for church and wearing symbolic buttons. The route includes stops along the city's Catholic churches, where St. Peter is blessed by clergy, St. Anne's Parish, and Our Lady of Good Voyage in Gloucester's predominantly Portuguese section. In fact, the Portuguese community introduced a hugely important part of Fiesta, the blessing of the fleet. As World War II neared its end, the congregation at Our Lady of Good Voyage began the ritual of marching a statue of the Virgin Mary of Fatima to the end of the state fish pier at Gloucester's Inner Harbor. There, clergy from the Archdiocese in Boston blessed hundreds of gathered vessels, calling each by name. The Italian community began to participate and slowly adopted the blessing into Fiesta. 2 marginalized and sometimes rivalrous immigrant communities came together. By the 1950s, the blessing of the fleet moved to Stacy Boulevard and became a signature event. Fiesta ends with a final late-night procession as St. Peter is returned under a hail of confetti and song from the altar to his usual resting spot inside the front window of the nearby St. Peter's Club. Today, a public novena featuring the very prayers and songs recited by fishermen's wives a century ago lead into a 4-day carnival that helps support the Fiesta and its activities. The fishing fleet is just a fraction of what it used to be, and the fort has evolved from a cozy Sicilian neighborhood that always had a full plate for passerby and never locked its doors. Locals keep that spirit alive through cookouts, reunions, and parties. But the meaning of St. Peter's Fiesta remains steeped in the fort's old country beliefs: God, family, and fishing. So if you find yourself in Gloucester late in June, like tens of thousands of others, look for the altar with a life-size statue, wear something red, white, and green, grab a eats, and follow along when you hear the chant,
Viva San Pedro! Viva San Pedro!
And good afternoon, folks. Bona Fiesta and Viva San Pedro. Welcome to beautiful and historic Gloucester, Massachusetts, the site of our annual event, St. Peter's Fiesta. It's our biggest attraction of the year. It's been going on since 1927, and we are here to bring you the sights and sounds all weekend long. Hello, I am your host, Corey Kukuru, and like I said, we're going to have all the signature sporting events here from you at Pavilion Beach, right in downtown Gloucester Harbor, including our signature event, the Greasy Pole. We're also going to have the seine boat races as well. And we're going to be doing this for you today, tomorrow, and Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So let's get you guys a sense of what this is, who we are, and why we do it. We are in Gloucester, Massachusetts. It's one of the oldest cities in the country. It's about 35 miles north of Boston. So if you can figure or picture a map of Massachusetts and put your finger where Boston is, running up the coastline, there's a little nubbin that sticks out. That's Cape Ann, that's Gloucester, that's where we are today. Now the bulk of Gloucester is connected to mainland Massachusetts by 3 bridges. So we are part of what's called Cape Ann, and that includes the towns of Rockport, Essex, and Manchester by the sea. Gloucester was established in 1623. It was incorporated in 1642. We are the 7th oldest city in the United States, and we are celebrating our 400th anniversary this year. So we have events and festivals going on all year long to commemorate that. But most importantly, St. Peter's Fiesta is our huge annual attraction that attracts thousands from around the world. We do this at the end of June every year. So we can't wait to share the festivities with you, especially now that events like the Greasy Pole are gaining such popularity. Gloucester is America's first seaport. It was the largest fishing port in the world from the 1700s through the 1950s. Now, some of you may know Gloucester from Gordon's of Gloucester, the Gloucester Fisherman's Memorial statue. That's the home of the Gordon's Fisherman, as a matter of fact, and that statue commemorates more than 10,000 lives lost at sea. Perhaps you've seen The Perfect Storm, or Wicked Tuna, or the Oscar-winning film Coda. That's all based here as well. Gloucester is also one of America's first art colonies. In fact, there are actually more artists in Gloucester in the area of Cape Ann than there are fishermen these days. Now, even tracing our time back in our roots, Abenaki Indians were here, other groups of Indians were here. Most of what ended up settling here now in the last few centuries have been descendants from the Canadian Maritimes, French Canada. There's a large Italian population here too, a Sicilian population, Portugal, Finland, and Brazil nowadays. We are coming at you from Pavilion Beach. It's super high tide now, we'll get into more of that later, and you are looking out into Gloucester Harbor. There's 10 Pound Island is out there with a lighthouse that no longer functions. But you'll see the harbor here, which takes you up and down the coast. I don't know if you've heard of Hammond Castle before. His laboratory and his castle still stands on the Magnolia part. You actually will be facing that beyond the Greasy Pole. There is the Greasy Pole as well. They're going to affix a flag to the end of that. That is all greased up with biodegradable grease. And we are going to have 44 walkers today trying to claim the flag. The neighborhood that we're in is called the Fort. It was an Italian immigrants enclave a little more than a century ago, and they created a Fiesta. And so we are here to share this event with them. We're so thankful to the St. Peter's Fiesta Committee for allowing us to do this. You can learn more about this Fiesta at stpetersfiesta.org. So what is St. Peter's Fiesta? It's kind of like our religious Mardi Gras. St. Peter is the patron saint of fishermen. Catholics actually refer to St. Peter as the first pope. There are Sicilian immigrants who brought a statue or commissioned a statue of St. Peter here in Gloucester in the Fort section. It is basically to carry a tradition from Sicily to Gloucester. This began in 1927, as I said. Back then, they would parade the statue through the streets for all the folks in town to see. This also coincided with a 9-day novena of prayer and song, which is actually happening right now as I speak. And Fiesta sparked a time of thanksgiving and renewal. The fishing fleet back in that day was monstrous. There were literally thousands of boats out here in the harbor. And they are the ones who funded this event every year. Each boat would give and donate, whether it was seafood or money to stage the event. And it's only grown in its past 96 years. Everyone in the neighborhood kept their doors open. There was homemade pasta and meals, homemade wine, and then you could just sort of go from door to door and home to home and feast through on the weekend. The fleet would actually stay in, so it was a special time, one of the very few times, I think, maybe other than Christmas time, where the fleet actually did that, perhaps Easter as well. And when the fleet was in, the fishing boat crews would challenge each other to dory races, boat races. And so that is going to be going on here as well. That tradition was actually the most popular Fiesta event when this began nearly 100 years ago. And that brings us to the first competition of the day, which will be the Women's Senior Seine Boat Finals. And so we're going to introduce our co-hosts here, Nikki Parisi and Phil Francis. They're going to be joining me in just a little bit. You can take a look out here. I can show you out to the harbor real quickly, folks. The race is going to take place just to the right of the Greasy Pole, and the women's finals are going to actually occur first. And when and what they do is they sail out, or they row out half a mile. There are actually flags out there. We'll zoom in so you guys can follow the race. So from the beach, they go out half a mile, come back in, and the first to reach the beach is the champion. When that's done, by then, you're going to see 44 guys lined up on that 12 by 12 platform 200 yards off Pavilion Beach where the Greasy Pole sits. The Greasy Pole is about 46 feet long, 40 feet of that extends out over the water. Now you can tell it doesn't look like a big drop today. It's maybe 12 feet or so because it's literally super high tide right now as I speak. And it's going to be high tide at this peak hour all weekend long. So it's a shorter drop for the walkers and they're all going to fall. But It's a longer swim back to the beach when they do actually carry the winner back in, and that's close to 200 yards. That's probably the most tiring part of this event. Now, in the meantime, the parade walkers, they're all dressed in costumes, anything from wedding gowns to Superman, you name it, and they are literally parading and partying around the city right now, going to certain spots. They were just at the Fisherman's Memorial statue a few moments ago. The St. Peter's Club is where the St. Peter's statue that we use nowadays rests throughout the year. It's actually at an altar set up where the Fiesta Piazza and Carnival area is set up just behind us over here as well. And the walkers eventually make their way onto a pontoon, and they'll go out and climb that ladder, barnacle-covered ladder, and get up to that platform. And like I said, 44 walkers today. How that works, today's winner will advance to tomorrow. Saturday's winner advances to Sunday. So we'll get into those rules a little bit later on in a bit too. So, all right, let's bring in our co-hosts for the weekend. We've got a slew of guests and experts to join us and help us talk through the event. They're former Sailboat champions, greasy pole champions, gurus of all things St. Peter's Fiesta. And if you just join us, hi, I'm Corey Kukuru from Bridge Cape Ann, and thanks for being with us this weekend as we get settled into Fiesta Friday and show you the greasy pole and the Sailboat competition. So once again, you're looking at a Gloucester Harbor over Pavilion Beach, 10-Pound Island. We are actually looking southwest right now, believe it or not, out to that water. And the wind is actually blowing in from the south today, so the rowers will have a little bit of a tailwind for the home stretch, which is really cool. We'll speak to our experts about that as well. And like I said, the first to hit the beach wins. The prizes, of course, the winning boat gets to raise the American flag. Second place gets to raise the Italian flag. But everybody gets to have bragging rights for the rest of their lives. So it's a truly special event. It means the most to our community. So we're so happy to have you with us today and hopefully through the weekend to share the sights and sounds with you all. And we're gonna have people on the beach. We might get some winners up here joining us at the booth, which would be pretty cool as well. I can discuss other facets of St. Peter's Fiesta. If you're following us on YouTube, you can have throw your comments in there as well. Let us know where you're from. We had people from around the world watching last year, which was amazing, but it's a pretty unique place. We are essentially an island here in Gloucester. We have a bit of an island mentality, sort of that New England Calvinistic mentality. We're self-sustaining. We sort of do things our way. Some of us never leave the island, as a matter of fact, so we're a little quirky. But we are a true destination place and grew up in a very, very lucky part of the world. And there you go, take a look at that. Gorgeous schooner sail right there. That is 10-Pound Island and the lighthouse. It is named 10-Pound Island. We believe there's a few different folk tales around that, but I believe it was where they had 10 pounds, like pounds fenced in areas for sheep cattling way back in the day, back in the 1600s. There's also been word that perhaps the island was sold or bought for 10 pounds, but we actually believe that there are actually sheep poundments out there as well. There was actually a 5-pound island, which is now buried underwater when Gloucester actually industrialized itself, made bridges to connect to the mainland, and paved the roads around here closest to the shoreline in the downtown Gloucester area where we actually sit right now. So very cool stuff. So anyway, let's go. Phil and Nikki, why don't you hop on in for a second to help us set the table here. Bona Fiesta. Great to see you. Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
Hey, Phil.
Hey.
Now, Phil was with us last year. Yep, scooch in this way. Catch ourselves here in the camera.
Yeah, I was here last year.
Hey, good to see you, buddy.
Had a great time.
Yeah.
Had a lot of laughs
Yeah.
and a little information for people who aren't familiar with the sport.
Right.
Either one of them, give them the information they need, especially people off from Ireland.
Yeah. Now, Nikki is a 10-time Sailboat race champion and a coach as well. Phil is a 4-time champion, but you've also been coaching and steering forever. So we'll sort of get the in and outs on what the event is, how this came about, and what people are going to be seeing today. So Nikki, can you tell us explain a little bit about Sailboat racing, and then I guess how you got involved?
Well, the women didn't get started until later. They started in
96, 95, yeah.
95, and they had to row against the men.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a core group of dory rowers that got together, Joanne Frontiero, Doreen Scola, Leanne Frontiero, one of the Clintonbergs, and they put it together. So they formed Affirmative Action, and they finally had their first race in
Which is a
96.
team name.
Yeah. Affirmative Action, and they are in the lead with 5. No other crews had 5 in a row. So
right.
then when that finally, then they kind of got bored because they were just killing it every year. So they broke up. And that's when competition really started in early 2000 is, you got different boats in, and that's when it really started to change up a bit.
So, Phil, how big are the boats? How big are these crews?
I know the boats are heavy.
Yeah, well, we know that, yeah.
The boats are designed after, you kind of say the old seine fishing boats. They're a little bit smaller. Back in the day, we used actuals. When they started, they used the actual seine boats. These ones are built for racing. I don't know the exact length. I know the weights are around 3,000, like that. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. They've done some work on them in the last couple of years. So the boats, because there was a difference in the boats. There was a little difference in the boats. So what they did in the last couple of years, they did some work on them, and now supposedly right now they're exactly the same.
Okay.
So and like I said, they're designed after the old seine fishing boats, but these are nothing really like the old seine fishing boats.
Gotcha. And so, Nikki, these are crews of 12, 10 rowers, and then
10 rowers, and then the coxswain is the person who steers the boat, and the scuttler is the person who coaches.
okay, and the scuttler, is that the person who's just facing the rowers and yelling throughout the whole time? What's for folks who haven't seen this before?
Yep, they're facing them, and they're just screaming at them the whole time. Just row, give me 10, give me 15. That's. And but the scuttler is really important too, because a bad course and you're going to lose your race.
Now, why did you get involved and when?
So I got involved in 2001 to annoy my husband at the time.
That makes sense.
Well, he was a rower, and I was home, for a couple fiestas with babies, and he'd come home and he'd be, having fun. So finally, they asked me one year when they broke up, does anybody, do you want to do it? I'm like, yeah. So, but he was very supportive at the time. So.
And Phil, where did you begin?
I started in 1975. In fact, we started 75. In fact, that year it was juniors. There were 13 junior crews that year. Yeah. That's when we used to have time trials. There weren't eliminations head to head, and there were only 8 rowers in the boat. And these were the very, very big boats. This was the year before they went to the newer model, which was before these boats. Now those boats should have had 10 rowers. These boats should have had 8. But the big boys, I try to explain to these guys today how big those boats were, and they still can't understand because, it can get tight and cramped in these ones with the rowers. Those ones, you had so much space between them. But I started in 75. We lost that year. We won a couple of junior races. We went up to seniors. In fact, one of the guys that I rode with that year, Tommy Conrad, one of the all-time greats, is still rowing today.
Wow.
At age 62.
Jeez.
And I'd still put him up against anybody. He's one of those guys, he's a glue guy. You want him in the boat. Quiet, but he's you always talk about that Mount Rushmore rowers. He's one of those guys that goes up there. I think he's got 13, 14 championships. He was with Desire, who the only crew ever to win 4 in a row. He's been with Chaos for a long time. He was with Determination, who won a couple years in a row. So 75 was probably at the time I did it because my uncles did it.
Yeah.
And they're the ones who, I idolized those guys. And that's when I got into it. And I kept into it until probably a couple of years ago. I have people ask me if I want to come back. I'll decide. I just enjoy this too much. That's why
we're having a good time here.
That's why I might not do it.
Yeah.
You scuttled for me before.
Me and Nikki won
We've
together.
won.
no kidding.
We've won together.
Really?
Was that
Yep.
206?
Probably 6.
2000 was the first year of Audacious.
Yep, first year of
Yeah,
Audacious.
we won together. We had a lot of fun that year.
Yeah, we did.
A lot of fun.
Now, for folks, if you don't know, so we have 3 boats racing today in each of the heats, right? And these are the finals, right? So we're gonna have the women's senior finals first, then the greasy pole, then the women's juniors after that. There's 3 boats. There's 3 lanes, and the boats are entitled Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria, fittingly, right? And then each crew is assigned to a boat. They launch off Pavilion Beach. They row out a half mile. There are flags out there, red, white, and blue flags at the end of each lane. They circle the flags, they come back, and the first to hit the beach wins. So what has led up to this? Have been elimination races in the days leading up to this? How does that work?
So on Sunday, the women had their elimination race. Years ago, we didn't need an elimination race because there wasn't enough women that wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So we finally scored a women's elimination race probably about 7 years ago, maybe. So on Sunday, whoever wants to be in, they have to go out and row. The champs of the prior year don't have to go in the elimination race. They're automatically in the
Oh, they
race.
qualify for the finals the
Yes.
following year? Okay.
Yep. So for I'd say the past 10 years, it's really been about the same 3 crews that have always made it into the final race until this year. There's a new team out there, and it's pretty exciting to see how they're going to do.
Now, do people sort of mix and match crews throughout the year? Is there a lot of posturing like that, or does your core members stay together?
You try to keep your core members together. I mean, you have to get used to each other. You can't just throw a bunch of people together and expect them all to row well together. It takes a while to get used to each other. I mean, every year you lose 1 or 2 people, and you scramble to find somebody. Either you have to get somebody and train them how to row, or you try to get somebody that was on another crew.
Well, and we should point out, these aren't professional rowers for the
No.
most part.
They are.
These are people, they do it enough, right? But they're just, a lot of these folks are just sort of training a couple weeks leading up to Fiesta, right?
You have 4 practices
Oh, yeah.
before we have an elimination race.
Jeez. I mean, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
Once you get it in your blood, you don't forget it. It's not
It's like riding a bike.
It's not rocket science. It's you rowing or you pulling oar, that's it.
Yeah.
There's some technique to it to prevent yourself from killing yourself. But once you know how to do it, you know how to do it for life. So you can take 3 or 4 years off, but as long as you get yourself in shape a couple months before you jump in the boat, it's just like riding a bicycle.
So would it be like a month ago leading up to this, there were teams out there starting to practice, or was it even sooner than
The
that?
only way that they can practice is if they're doing it elsewhere. They can do it on the gig boats or on dories. They don't put the seine boats in the water until 4 days before the elimination race, so nobody can use them until that time. So it's a level playing field, and everybody has the same amount of time in the seine boat. What you do leading up to that time can make a huge difference, though.
Gotcha. So, okay, well now, who is rowing today? What teams are matched up against? Who's the defending champion? Let's set the table that way.
All right, so defending champions are Backlash. I have it written down, I think they have 3. They won in 16, 18, and 22. So they're defending champions. So Backlash against Rogue. Rogue has, I believe, 4. And then the new, just out of the blue, KPM Power Oar came onto the scene. They raced against me on Sunday and kicked our butt.
Really?
So it's like, I don't know where they
blood?
came from,
Yeah, where-
how this happened, but God bless them. I wish them a lot of luck out there.
So what can folks expect today from these rowers?
They can expect a really good race.
Yeah.
I mean, you have 3 of the best scuttlers out there. Phil's not there, but we have 3 of the best scuttlers out there. And you have 2 proven teams that are great, Rogue and Backlash, and then Power, who really kicked it up on Sunday. So I think it's going to be an interesting race.
Yeah. Phil, how much does this mean to the participants?
Oh, it means everything. It means from the men's race standpoint, it was everything. This is our Super Bowl. This is it. We're never going to compete in professional sports or anything, but this is it. This is what we talked about. I can tell you right now, the day after races are over, people start cutting people. It's a fact.
Busting their chops, yeah.
No,
Cutting
throwing them off.
You
a crew.
suck
Oh, they
your
really?
off.
And they start shuffling
yeah.
then?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Making adjustments?
Listen,
The men are much more cutthroat than the women.
Right.
Really?
Listen, I have friends of mine who die. I've known them my whole life. They're cutthroat.
Oh.
They'll see a film and they'll say, oh, because the guy wasn't working out in the gym or something like that. Some guys don't either. Some guys are natural. But, you didn't do your job this year. Tuesday after Fiesta, he's off the crew.
Huh.
I can tell you a funny story. In
Yeah.
fact. Great story. Back in 2000, when we started forming Chaos, Thursday night before the races, we were still 3 guys short. Now, this was a crew. We won that year, but we hadn't. I made a phone call to Tommy Conrad. I said, Tommy, listen, we're putting something together. You want to come row with us? He says, no, I'm supposed to be rowing with so-and-so. I'm not going to name the guy. I said, oh, you didn't hear? They fired you. He goes, what do you mean? I said, oh, yeah, they fired you. He asked me, he says, who's coach? I said, Joe Novello. I said, I'm there.
Nope.
We ended up winning the whole thing. And I don't even think that the crew that fired him made it through the eliminations.
Oh.
Karma's
That
so bad.
stinks.
Karma's so bad.
So one of the funniest things about St. Peter's Fiesta is once you're down here, it's like the bragging rights last forever. So year round, you can hear people snip at each other about this, or brag about what they've done. It never goes away. I think that's one of the coolest things. There's no prize money involved or anything like that.
Just bragging rights.
Way back in the day, though, they actually did give gold pieces to the winners, right?
Now
you get
they get nothing, okay?
yeah.
But
we'll work on that.
Something? The best thing about it is the stories.
The
Great
camaraderie,
stories.
right?
Yeah, camaraderie. Once a champ, always a champ.
Yep.
You know, I have friends. How come you always call each other's champ? Because you're part of that crew of guys
A
who
woman.
are champions. Even if you win once.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of guys who won, 13, 14 times. Still the same thing as a guy winning once. I mean, the guy who won 13 times could be a bust up.
Right.
But the guy, all you need is that one. You know, and then
you're
you're
a champ.
part of that group. You're part of that crew. You know what I'm saying?
But Nikki, even if you don't qualify, I mean, you're still part of the lore and the story and the fabric here of what makes this event so special.
Yeah, any woman or anybody, but anybody that picks up an oar and gets in one of those boats, I think is a champ. I mean, you did it. It's not easy. The oars weigh a ton. The oars weigh more probably than some of the junior girls that are rowing them. I don't know how they do the same course with the same equipment that the men and the women are doing. I mean,
that's
they're
amazing.
these little tiny baby, and they're killing it out there.
Oh yeah, I saw some of the boys this morning.
Yeah.
Eliminate 7th graders. They were this big. And I was happy because she can attest to this. The men's races were in danger.
Oh, I remember this from last year we talked about.
Now we
yeah.
have 8 crews in the men's this year. They had 9 junior boys crews, and there are a lot of people that are responsible for that, for getting these kids in the boat. Rachel Cecilio does a great job. She had a boys crew. Mike Harmon, Jerry Shimataro, Jerry's daughter Caitlin at O'Malley School. It took those people and some other people to make some noise and get there, because I think the thing is, as an Italian American, more than anything else, you want to see those Italian American kids in there represent. You want to save what your grandparents grew up with and what your mother and father grew up with. And it was scary. You got guys that are still rowing that are 62 years old. They're waiting for these young guys to come up so they can retire.
It seems like a massive difference between last year and this year, though. Have you felt that in the girls, women's and girls ranks as well? More participants?
No, I'll tell you, the women's have been the only ones that haven't been in trouble of being extinct.
It's always been said, yeah?
For the past, I'd say, 10, 15 years, there's been a lot of women wanting to get in there. And for many of the years, we couldn't because we didn't have our own elimination race. And that's why they finally gave us the elimination race, is because there was so many women that wanted to do it.
And is the allure just the competition or being part of the tradition?
I think, now when I started, a lot of it was the whole thing, being part of Fiesta, being part of the tradition, being part of our heritage. But I think a lot of people now are getting it. It's much more athletic now. Like they're working out year round. They're working really hard for it. So I think it's a combination of both. I'd like to see more people kind of go back to the whole respect part of the Fiesta itself, and wearing your Fiesta whites when you're on the altar getting your trophy and stuff like that. Instead of but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah. Well, it almost felt like during the COVID years, so Fiesta didn't happen for a couple of years. And then last year when it returned, it seemed a little more homespun, a little more traditional. I think people were so happy to do this again and see people that they hadn't seen for a long time. And it was such a great event last time. It's always great, but last year's just felt extra special with how everybody carried themselves, not a lot of shenanigans, great competition.
Yeah, because last year I mentioned that too. I said, I looked down and the beach was just capacity. All the boats that were out there. There was no, like you said, there were no shenanigans that weekend. Everybody was just so happy to have it back. It's our thing. We have people come from out of town and they see it. But this is the community. Gloucester is a community. You walk up and down the street. I have an 18-year-old daughter, and wherever she goes, she runs into someone that's related to me. And she asked me, is everybody your cousin? I said, well, it depends on what your name is, but everybody, I'm sure me and you are related somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Nikki, it's got to be somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's our thing, but it's nice to have people from out of town come down and tell you how it's like the most exciting thing with the races, or then they get a kick out of the greasy pole. Greasy pole's an event. It is an event. It's a legit event. Everybody knows about it worldwide. Sailboats is a sport, a legit sport. And, I've talked, she'll know it. It's the closest, when I used to row, it was the closest thing to that you'll ever feel. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what's great about this too, it's in Gloucester, like it is an island essentially, So there's like 2 degrees of separation. You either know everybody or related to everybody. That's just how it works around here too. So it can get a little quirky. I used to get spooked every time if I would read the like the wedding announcements and just hope you don't see like Kookaroo and Kookaroo, Parisi Priest. Like what? No, they're fifth cousins. Like,
Yeah, it's like Smith, you know. Parisi's like Smith.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
true.
right.
Yeah, if your name ends in a vowel, we're related to you one way or another. So, all right, let's talk weather conditions and the tide today and how that's going to affect the race, right? So it's super high tide literally at this moment, and so I guess it's a bit of a longer stretch out there in case it were dead low tide, and the wind is blowing in. It's pretty decent wind now. I'd say what 10 to 15 or so.
It'll help
From
them
the
coming
south,
in.
so yeah, so good tailwind. So okay, so can you both just sort of speak to the tide and the conditions?
Steerage race. This is going to be a steerage race right here with this wind.
Well, the stairs race, but you got to hope that the girls can keep up with
yeah.
it because they're going to
That's
have to
a big
row a
one.
lot harder to get out there. Coming home will be easier.
It's going to be a chop.
There's going to
out
be
there
a
too,
chop,
so they gotta be
and
ready for that.
they got to be ready, you know, because they probably have an extra 2 boats to go because of how high it is right now. But
Right.
it's all going to be endurance and the scuttler.
Huh.
This one.
And so, and just to reiterate, what exactly is the scuttler doing while the crew is rowing?
Phil?
Right here, from this vantage point that I'm looking at right now,
Mm-hmm.
the steerer wants to line up his course. Now, see what's blowing? It's blowing southwest. They have high and low points. On a day like this, if it's blowing southwest, it's coming this way. You want to aim high. The wind is going to blow you to your flag. So
Oh, I see.
Oh,
So
well,
so
yeah.
you'd be aiming left essentially
yeah,
to
you
go.
want to be aiming way left.
Huh.
Those guys, the guys that are steering today, they're all pros. They know what they're doing. But if there was a rookie steerer in this race, I've seen it happen. They have no clue what they're doing. They think it's easy, and it's not easy. I've helped a couple guys with it.
May end up down in Salem or something.
Oh,
or-
they said, guy told me, he says he takes it. I said, never take your oar out of the water. Always keep your oar in the water. Tell him, use your hips. You don't have to use your arms. Use your hips. All you got to do is move it a little bit. The boat's going to swing. But this is definitely, because right now, I think the wind's going to pick up a little more. So it'll definitely turn into a steerage race as far as keeping the boat
Yeah.
straight. The rowers are going to do what they have to do, but your coach, who's basically your jockey, is going to let them know, okay, we got a chop coming. Then you got to go a little deeper, a little higher. You got to be aware of
Yeah,
all
you got to
that.
watch out for the waves. You
You know,
don't
one
want
guy
to
misses
lose
a
an oar.
stroke, screws everything up.
And then the coxswain is literally just shouting orders and direct. So are you holding the oars differently or feathering a different way to try to straighten out, or like how does that work?
It's all up to
Well, as
him.
far as coach, as far as the steerer,
Well, the steer is one thing, right? But then the rowers.
Oh, the
right?
rowers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a consistent
right.
stroke.
I
Yep.
mean, just stay with that lead stroke. Just
Yeah.
keep it. He's gonna.
You got to
he'll
follow
ask-
the person in front of you. Always follow the person in front of you. And like he was saying, you got to have a good scuttler. We lost a race one year. We were past the greasy pole. I was already getting ready to celebrate. They were calling it that we had won. And then all of a sudden, our scuttler started bringing us that way.
Oh.
Like, what the hell's going on here? So your scuttler is very, very important. Be nice to your scuttler.
Always be nice to the scuttler.
Mm-hmm.
Scuttler can screw you over.
Yeah. Now, if you're just tuning in, folks, we believe the race, the women's finals, are going to start around 4:45 or so. I don't know what time it is now, Nikki.
4:14. They'll probably be coming over soon.
Yeah. So what's happening at this moment? Where is everybody?
So they're behind. Oak to Ember. I don't even.
So they're around. Okay. So they're around a cove,
Around-
around the bend a little
Yeah.
bit. Yep.
And they're doing any last-minute check-in. They're fixing their oars. They're fixing their seats. They're probably running to the bathroom 14 times. The nerves. They're really getting nervous now. It feels so good not to have to deal with
I
that.
know. Listen, I remember those Saturday, Sunday. I died.
Yeah.
My nerves until that first stroke. I would be in and out going to the bathroom. There's some people
Yeah.
that are probably puking right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how nervous
They're
you get.
nervous and they're antsy and they want to get out there. And some of the coaches could be yelling at each other. Who
A little
knows?
gamesmanship like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about all that too as the races get ready. So so now they're going to come onto your screen, folks, right from left to right as they come in and enter the frame, and then they sort of make their way around the greasy pole and they situate close to the shore. So now what's going on there? Because they have the feather to line up somehow. Starting and finishing a boat race isn't tough. Starting's really difficult. So how do boats like this line up?
I started the races for a couple of years, and there was a reason why I stopped doing, which we won't get into. But in the old days, before we had Arizona Quad, he's a legend of it. He used to start the race, but before him, they used to start the race. They used to line up all 3 boats, and it was the middle crew that would start the race. The middle coach, he would wait for the other ones to be ready, wait for the other ones to be ready.
Oh, I see.
Now,
What, was it by just a signal or something? Or?
yeah,
When they're ready, they'll put their arms
once
up.
everybody's hands up, that's it. You take off.
Okay.
You're gonna see. There's gonna be some games.
There's going to be at least four
yeah,
starts
there might be.
probably.
So yeah, well, let's get into that
It
too,
all
right?
depends on who the coaches are. You know which coaches are the pains.
Yeah. So you're going to see the boats literally lined up side by side by side. They're going to start to inch out and get together, try to even up. But like I said, at some point, some crew could just put the brakes on it, like, we're not ready yet, and just kind of mess with you, right?
They'll have the bow girls doing a couple little strokes, trying to get a little momentum going, and then somebody will call you, you're too far back, you're too far ahead, start over, and in the meantime, everybody that's getting ready to row, they're shaking because they're just like waiting and waiting and waiting. I mean, the night before a race, all I can hear is, and I know all the women we talk about it, sit ready, sit ready, sit ready. That's all, and they're just doing that, and you're shaking and you're sweating, and you're like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you just want to get it over with.
yeah,
And now, how important is that first push?
huge.
That start.
You want to come out on top.
You want to get that jump, but I think nowadays, if you can get that start, it's as far as a mental thing with your crew, because if you have the lead, for some reason you have a little extra adrenaline. If you're behind, some guys it affects them different. I don't think the start means as much as it used to. But I mean, it does mentally. I think it means something because these crews, they're all good crews. They're gonna know what to do to catch. Now they might get a half a boat, and it might stay that way the whole race. Then it becomes important. But I mean, as long as everybody's starting the race together and not starting like a spider, everything should be fine. You got 3 good coaches.
Yeah.
You got every boat that's competing this weekend. They got guys that are veterans, or women that are veterans. They know the game. They've been in the race. They're the ones, like I said, the coach is that jockey. Maintain the composure, keep everybody calm.
It's really hard to come back if you're behind.
Oh
though.
yeah, if you're behind by
Especially if you're coming out of the flag last, there's a really good chance you're not going to win.
Well, and
that
especially
race.
today, you figure with this tailwind as well, right?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, so let's say from the start, how do you get in sync from the very first stroke? What practice or what goes into just nailing that first stroke to get you going and get everyone on the same
I don't know
page?
how their start is. I know the starts with the crews I've been in. It used to be back in the day when we had lighter boats. We would go with, I think it was 5 quick strokes. Then we lengthened it down. Now it's like you just want to do 2 or 3 to get the momentum going. Then you want to go about 3/4. And then at about the 5th or 6th stroke, that's when
You
you
wanna
start
be in
to
a
lay
There's
out.
like a rhythm or staccato. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
2, 2, 2,
Oh, yeah.
3/4.
Yeah, so it's a little bigger, a little bigger, and by the 5th, I would
By
say
about
you
the
want to
5th or
try
6th
to be
stroke.
in your full stroke, and you want to just keep it going. A lot of times people panic, and they're still shaking and they're still doing short, choppy strokes. But eventually they get it.
The quick stroke is for 2 things: to get the boat moving, and you don't want to break an oar because the boats are heavy. You start a race with a deep stroke, you're going to snap an oar, and then your race is over.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Very cool. Well, we're glad you're joining us, folks. If you're just tuning in, I'm Corey Kukuru. I'm joined by Nikki Parisi and Phil Francis, same boat champions. We're about half an hour away or so from the start of the women's senior finals, which is happening today, followed by the greasy pole competition, which we know a lot of people are waiting for as well. We have 44 walkers today. We may be here for a little bit. I hope you guys packed a lunch or a dinner
I don't
or
think
the
we're gonna
cooler.
Listen, I don't think we're going to be here that long. I think somebody in the second round gets it. It's
These
not like
walkers are so good now.
there's a big difference. And
Here we go. You're going to hear about this, folks,
Okay.
too.
They don't use the black grease.
The axle grease that they used in yesteryear.
Some guys, you're right. They use, I don't know what the heck they're using, but
It's
it melts.
biodegradable.
Yep.
It melts off. and
It's
it
really,
falls
it's like
off.
food grease or something they're using now, essentially. I don't know.
Cake
They used to
batter.
use.
I don't know what it
when we
is.
were kids, we used Crisco.
Yeah, it's the disco on Crisco, we call it.
We'd have that black axle grease, and we'd be digging it out of our ears 3 weeks later.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, the pole's all lathered up. We saw them do that, I think, yesterday afternoon or so. So it's going to be a pretty exciting event as well. All right, back to the same boat races. So tell me about making the turn and what goes into that. How far before you preparing to, and how wide of a berth do you need to reach around that flag?
He'll tell you the scuttler's point of view, and I'll tell you the rower's point of view.
Me, as a steerer, I start lining it up about 100 yards from the flag. to know where I am. Now, when we had the old boats, you could spin it around. With these newer boats, it's more of a difficult turn. You want to start turning, you want to start siding into the flag. I kind of, when I do it, I would call the turn. The steerer calls the turn. I want to get that boat, and I want to do my actual turn maybe when I'm about side 2 to the flag. That's where I really give everything I have. But you're depending on your turnings. You have your turning side and your non-turning side. Now, a lot of people do it different. They'll have 2 guys on the non-turner side, maybe bury 2 oars. They'll have 1 guy bury 2 oars. A good turning side makes all the difference in the world. It's not just the steerer that gets you around, but it's the steerer that gets you the right course, gets you to the right spot. I've made mistakes in the past. I made a mistake where it cost me something, but I've also had good turns. And everybody's, oh, great turn. No, it was my turning side got me around.
I see. And from a rower's point of view?
From a rower's point of view, like he said, you have turning side and non-turning side. So non-turning side will take their oars out. They'll just hold them above water. And like you said, maybe the first 2 seats might dig their oars in to kind of help swing you around. And then you have your turning side who just has to keep rowing. So and it's hard. It's like you're stuck in mud. So I hate that part of it. And then coming when he thinks we're around enough, he'll say, you know, straighten it out. So then we'll do like another start coming out of the flag, so that the other side of the boat can get in sync with the turning side.
I see. Is there any rhyme or reason to which crew members are situated in which seat on the boat?
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with size.
Yeah.
I mean, every seat is important.
Yeah,
Like some
right.
people say, oh yeah, the bow and then fourth, you know, whatever. Every seat has significance.
It plays a role, of course.
It plays a role. Like the first seat, they're kind of setting the pace of the boat.
Okay.
They're usually your two best rowers.
Or up top, or up on the front.
Usually,
Usually
because
two better,
yeah. They're setting the pace. Your engine room people, the guys in the middle of the boat,
Third
usually
seat.
bigger, rugged guys that just their job isn't just their job is just to tear the oar off the reel. Really, when it
I
comes
miss
down
Nikki,
to
do we
memo.
want to say bigger,
Yeah.
rugged women are in the middle? Of the
Well, I'm in third
You're
seat.
in third seat. Here we
And
go.
I'm not a big and rugged woman, but yeah.
If you look at pictures
yeah.
of races, you're going to see the bigger guys from that crew usually in those engine room seats.
I
and
see.
those. But the most difficult seat to row is probably the bow seat.
Because there's no
you're
room.
rowing- There's no room when you're rowing a sort of
Okay, so explain that to me now. So why isn't there room up there? You're literally pressed
the
up against
bow of the boat. It's
Yep.
just tight. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
tight. And I mean,
You put the smaller people
Yeah.
there. Yeah, you try to.
yeah, it's a poor position too because you're what we call feathering.
Yeah.
You're rowing a little bit before at the start of the race. You want momentum on your boat. You don't want your boat going backwards. You want it moving. And then they row. A bowman rows a shorter stroke than everybody else. They still have to follow everybody, but they can't go in before everybody.
Yeah, they can't reach as far forward because
Right.
they don't have the room, and they can't really lay back as much because they don't have the room. So it is a little bit smaller stroke. So they have to be really quick.
I see. All right, so now we've discussed the start, we've discussed the turn. Now they sort of make, the turn's been made and we're trying to reach the beach, right? So now what is actually happening out on the boats at that point, that home stretch?
You're praying for death.
Yeah, yeah.
You're praying for death. Everybody's tired, and you're exhausted, but the adrenaline kicks in, and I don't know how you do it, but you just do it. And especially if you're ahead, then you feel really good
Makes
about
it
it.
so
And
much
I mean,
easier.
you crush it.
That's interesting too. So you'd rather not have any peripheral anyone on either side of you, and just.
Well,
I want to see him behind me.
Yeah.
Put it this way, Dave.
And can you pivot and notice that as you're rowing?
We're not supposed to,
You're not supposed to look.
but you can. You sometimes, you're supposed to be looking at the
Right.
oars.
You're not supposed to. Everybody.
But you can see. I mean, if there's a boat within 20 yards front or back, I can see him.
Right. That's what's going to happen is if you look at the other boat, you might end up start rowing their stroke. And if you have a different, you might be wrong. Listen, you can go back 60 years. I know guys who, when the newspaper came out on Monday, and they had a guy in the boat that was looking at the oar, looking at the other boat. The captain of that boat went and found the guy, wanted to kill him. He was,
But
so-
that's the coxswain's job too, is
Yeah.
to make sure everybody's
Yeah.
head's in their own boat, and she or he will also give you updates, like, okay, you got to buy a quarter of a boat, or they're making you stay in your boat. They don't want you looking around. They'll keep you updated.
They want you to have that tunnel vision in your boat.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, you miss that stroke once, and you're messing up your whole side of the boat.
Right.
And if you're behind, and if you can see you're behind, it takes a little wind out of you.
Yeah,
Especially
it's
if you're
crushing.
if you're not catching up. But now, if you start catching up,
Yeah, we've seen some great comebacks in the past.
I
Yeah.
saw one this morning.
Yeah,
It was awesome. The crew was behind by a boat and a half. The other crew got gas and they caught him. I've seen it happen. I've had it happen to me.
Well, and now can both of you just tell me what it's like the moment you actually hit the beach first? Because you've both done it several times.
The best feeling in the world.
Oh yeah.
Right?
See,
I mean,
it's easy as a steerer or a coach. It's easy because you're not gassed like them.
Yeah.
But I did it as a rower, and I had nothing left in my body. I mean, you want to jump up, you just can't. Some guys can do it, but it's
when you win, it doesn't. Nothing hurts anymore.
it's the
You
greatest-
jump up.
it's the greatest feeling in the world.
And then everybody that you may have fought with somebody during the week or whatever, all of a sudden they're all your best friends again, and you love everybody, and everybody
Until the
loves
next
each
day when you
other.
start cutting,
Right,
right?
until and Tuesday comes, you're off.
Yeah.
The great, I'm, as a steerer coach, the greatest feeling is coming in and seeing all your family on the beach, your kids, your
Yep.
mothers, your brothers, your girlfriends, your wives, whatever, jumping up and down that beach because you're about to hit that beach first.
Well, that's like the first thing when we're lining up for a race, I'm always looking, where are my daughters? Where are my daughters? I have to see my daughters. And as soon as they come, then I relax a little bit. And like he said, when you hit the beach, win or lose, whatever, your kids
Oh,
come
yeah.
running up to you, it's still okay,
And the thing about it is too, I mean, when you lose, especially you lose a close race, it stings for a little bit. But once you get in the St. Peter's Club, you're sitting down with the guys you just lost to. Because we're all friends. We're all sitting down, we're all drinking, we're all having a ball, we're all having a lot of fun. Because a lot of the guys that you might have lost to that day, you might have won with before. I mean, that's what it is, it's camaraderie.
Yeah, that's another thing that I think comes out of this is you wind up making friends that almost become family. I mean, from doing it for so many years, like some of my very best friends from rowing.
Yeah, Nikki will attest to the year we won, 98, we stayed alive, right? A lot of those guys I knew, a lot of them were friends, but most of the guys that both became my best friends for life. Guys that we tell stories when we had cookouts and some of the shenanigans that went on.
Oh, yeah, we had a cookout at my house for
We
you,
had a cookout at
for
her
his
house.
crew.
The first one we had, that's when Jimmy Tarantino, one of the great champs of all time.
You might know him from the Survivor Series, folks.
But Jimmy was my butler.
No,
for a
he'll
part.
tell you.
Oh yeah.
You know that scene, from Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Jimmy was my butler for that. We made a bay. So I was out, floating around on one of the floaties in like a pit. Whenever I needed a beer or something to eat, yo boy, please, a beer please.
Thank you, butler.
And he would have to come out and bring it to me. But we laugh about it. We were talking about it just last week. You get laughs, the camaraderie, and just the stories.
Yeah.
Especially when you listen to the older guys from that road back in the 60s and 50s, some of the stories they come up with. Oh.
Yeah.
And I mean, you had guys that literally hated each other's guts, but would get in the boat to row together for one mission. And we could talk about that story, but that's for another day. We can talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah. So when the crews hit the beach, what happens immediately after that?
Well, they're supposed to, but it doesn't always happen. The winner's first place gets the American flag. Somebody gives them the American flag. Second place gets the Italian flag, and third place just sits there and puts their head down.
Yeah, they get an attaboy.
But and then people taking pictures, and they're having cocktails, and everybody's celebrating and having a good time. That's it.
Yeah.
And then we slowly make our way is it to the altar? Is it to the club?
Well, you go to after. So we always we try to make sure that everybody stays around for the junior girls too, because before they used to always leave. And I think the girls need representation, so we stay around, and then after we'll go to the club.
This is the St. Peter's Club, folks.
St. Peter's Club.
Yeah, that's where the statue is kept, and they bring it out to the altar for the Fiesta, and then it returns, signifying the end of Fiesta sometime Sunday night to a hail of song and confetti. So it's a special event. So we're looking forward to this one, right? What are you expecting today? It's a hard race, but we have 3 great crews, right?
We do, and I don't know. I think I have an idea who I think is probably going to win, but I don't want to say anything out loud.
Yeah.
So, Phil?
I think, really, my honest opinion, I think Backlash is a great champion.
And they're looking for a three-peat, right? Is that what?
They
They were multiple before, but this will be three, the last three in a row?
Well, because no, actually they had 19, and then we didn't have 20 and 21. It would be the three.
So they're going for the
Yep.
three-peat. They're a great champion, but Rogue has a lot of championship blood. And the Rogue problem right now, they had a couple injuries in the boat. Now the girls that jumped in to replace those girls are very capable rowers. So
Yeah.
I'm very this new crew. I want to see what they have because they won by so much last Sunday. No one really knows what they have, but I know one thing: they work out. Those girls work out, so the stamina's going to be. Personally, I hope we have 3 boat races.
They all work out. They all. I mean, all three
Yeah,
crews.
all
I mean,
three
the girls.
crews,
The
yeah.
girls from Rogue. They initially were all the CrossFit girls when they came on. So everybody's working out. They're all doing it, and like I said, I'm really interested to see what the third crew what they're going to pull out.
Because if you ask anybody, they're going to say that they're the third underdog. You have the favorite, you have something, but I think that they're going to show something today.
And that's Cape Ann Power.
Yeah.
Right, and those are the play on those nautical terms for the boats. Now you can hear the flotilla behind Greasy Pole and throughout Gloucester Harbor going crazy now. Oh, are these the walkers out here?
They're bringing the walkers out.
So the walkers now, if you guys get a shot of that coming in.
Oh, there they are.
The girls should be coming around soon.
Yeah, the girls will be coming around the bend momentarily.
Is there a flag on the pole?
I don't see the flag yet, Phil.
Yeah, I don't think they put it up yet.
But remember last year, was it Sunday, when the flag actually blew off? The wind was
It was
howling.
hanging. Wasn't it hanging?
Yeah, they couldn't, in the Coast Guard, they couldn't get it back on, so they had to take the actual flag off because the flag was acting like a
Hand me that
sail,
water.
pulling the whole pole down with it.
Thank you.
But it's a little less breezy this time, but this breeze is actually saving us. It's pretty humid here today. In fact, I can give you some of the weather conditions. I would say partly cloudy skies. It's about 67, 70 degrees, but it is a bit humid today. Wind's coming from the southwest, actually. It shifted. Oh, here we go, folks. This year's Greasy Pole Walkers. 44 in all for Fiesta Friday. Today's winner advances to tomorrow with a chance to walk on Sunday for the Champions Pole.
Oh, we've got 2 drones today.
Yeah, we got a couple drones out there. And you'll be hearing that chant, folks. If you missed the documentary to start off the show, one person asks the group, Magisamu tute mute, which means sort of in a funny way, like, what are you, deaf? Like, speak louder, be louder about it. Viva San Pedro, long live St. Peter. And so they do that 3 times, and they go nuts, and that just does not stop. People just do that in their own groups of friends and family throughout the entire weekend, but the walkers especially, you'll be hearing them chant even from the platform throughout the competition. Cool stuff. Yeah. Turn on your mic. Is Phil's mic okay, guys? You can also see out here we have the Coast Guard, the Harbor Master, the police boat are out there. The tricky part, organizing the harbor, Nikki, is actually getting the recreational boats out of the way for the same boat races.
Yep, getting them out of the way and keeping them from moving because a lot of times they'll cut in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it could be 20, 30 yards in front of you, but it's still going to give you a wake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's always a couple of jabronis who end up screwing that up. Yeah, we can count on that this year too. Yeah. Yeah, they'll tell you. They're good.
Yeah.
They'll tell you. Could just be quiet online.
I think he's kind of used to me being loud.
Well,
Not
we
you.
all are.
Well, all around him, I'm loud.
So, folks, if you're just tuning in, I am Corey Cooker alongside Nikki Parisi and Phil Francis, bringing you the 96th edition of St. Peter's Fiesta. There's been a couple off years in the middle of that, over there, COVID, war efforts, things of that nature. But this did begin in 1927. The Greasy Pole, I believe, began in 1931, which would make this the 88th or so years away. So anyway, these competitions last all weekend long. So today we have the women's senior sailboat race finals. We've got the Friday Greasy Pole competition where the winner advances to Saturday. And then that's going to be followed by the women's junior sailboat finals. Tomorrow, with our coverage starting at 3:30 p.m., we will have what, Phil? The men's.
The men's senior races. The greasy
And that's to
pole,
qualify for Sunday, right?
qualify
So like
for
a.
Sunday. Tomorrow, I think tomorrow, I'm going to tell the truth, it's just a preliminary. Everybody knows,
Okay, here we go.
Everybody knows who's coming in first and second. It's just whether or not if either one of them wants to
Who,
win.
who's coming in first and second, Phil?
First and second tomorrow would be
Yeah.
Chaos and Merger. No knock
No
on the
love
other
for the
crew.
new guys.
Good bunch of guys. It's great seeing Paulie Favazzo in Saturday's race, though. Paulie's the captain.
You're like the
Well,
Charles Barkley of this broadcast, Phil.
Why?
You just bring the truth.
I'm just telling the truth. I
Yeah.
mean, the truth is, but the thing with that race tomorrow is going to be funny is between Chaos and Merger, coming in first on Saturday doesn't mean anything. So both of them might take their time coming in and look at each other and say, you want it? Do we want it? Do you want it? Do I want it?
They're not going to do that. Everybody wants to come in first.
I'm telling you right now.
Now,
I'm
why
telling
wouldn't
you.
they, Phil? Why wouldn't they want
Because they don't want to show the champs what they have.
Oh.
And they don't want to show the other crew. And they don't want to show the other crew what they have. So I guess my mic went dead, right?
I guess so, apparently.
You killed
Well,
it.
that was a good text I just got from my brother. Anyways.
We got enough letters in from folks and comments. Saying, can we turn that down?
They're like, oh, thank God we can't hear Phil.
Take it easy. You're new here. I have some power.
So now what happens tomorrow, basically, with that first race? It's almost like a semifinals. The top two, the two out of the three, the first two
Two out of
finishes,
three go to
advance to the
Sunday's
finals to face last year's champion,
Defending champs.
who are the zany fun guys.
Yeah, the zany fun guys.
ZFG,
Yeah.
folks.
ZFG.
We call them zany fun
Zany
guys.
fun guys.
Yeah.
For use of, but yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got the Saturday Greasy Pole, where that winner will advance to Sunday, where that's the Champions Day. But then after the Saturday Pole is the men's junior races, right? And that's the finals
Right,
for
the men's
that.
junior races made after the greasy pole.
Good.
Yeah, we just got a message. My other mic was out, so
Oh, there we go. Well, thanks for giving us a heads up, folks.
I'm more comfortable using this anyways.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And if you're just tuning in, you are looking outside Gloucester Harbor right now over Pavilion Beach. We are bringing you the Sailboat races and the Greasy Pole live all weekend long. This happens at 3:30 Eastern Time. Our coverage begins today, tomorrow, and Sunday. The women's sailboat finals should begin around 4:45 or so. Nikki is peering around the corner to see when the crews are going to make their way towards their racing lanes, which are to the right of the Greasy Pole here, right up at the beach. And like we said, they're going to be rowing out 1/2 mile straight out. There are red, white, and blue flags and buoys out there that they go in a circle and make their way back. And the first boat to hit the beach is your winner. And then it's followed by 44 walkers for the Greasy Pole. And you can see them out there on the platform now.
Here comes one boat.
Oh, we've got one crew is starting to they're coming to focus here around the corner. And so after those the Greasy Pole walkers go, basically how that works is each of the 44 walkers gets one try at the flag. That's the courtesy round. The rule here is you cannot grab the flag in your first try. If you do, you're asking for a beating. And now we have, and now people are cheering. You can hear as the first crow is arriving.
I think it's backlash.
Yeah, Nick, I do have binoculars, and this helps as well.
And my name is Alan O'Sullivan. Johnny
So you can see the first crew is actually, this is Backlash,
That's
and these are the defending champs. They won the last 2 years. So Rogue and Backlash are both competing today, and they are the winners of the last 5 championships.
Yeah, there's no love lost there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good rivalry. It's a great rivalry.
So Nikki, do you want to give us the crew for Backlash? Do you have the crew list there?
I do.
There you go.
That was
now
Rogue?
Rogue is coming in back
here comes Rogue, okay.
Rogue is coming in from left to right, folks.
Okay.
led by fellow champ Christmas Burnham with talented skiller Mike Common. Robocop and nothing but to reclaim their crown and solidify their legacy as one of the best women's sailors.
Now, Nikki, are the flags and buoys out there in order, red, white, then blue?
Yes.
Okay, so from left to right, you're going to have Cape Ann Power in the Santa Maria. In the middle will be Backlash, the defending champion. We're going to the white flag, and they're in the Nina. And then Rogue will be on the right-hand side, going towards the blue flag, and they are in the Pinta. Does the boat matter at all, Nikki? I remember in years past, right? Was it the Santa Maria had water in it? Was that?
It was the Pinta.
Oh, it was the Pinta. Okay.
But then they switched names around a couple
they
times.
did?
Yeah, but I think they're okay now.
Well, shell game. All right.
We used an electric pump one year to pump the water out
Yeah.
going out.
Yeah.
Everybody got mad. What are you doing? There's no rule.
Well, that'll addle you like crazy. What a day for this, huh?
Yeah, I was worried for a little while. It turned nice.
Another one, if you can hear the announcements in the background, folks, those are actually, it's a giant speaker system for the St. Peter's Fiesta Committee as they call the festivities for all the beachgoers here. And, we don't have much beach to work with today because it is literally super high tide right now. But trust me, there are a lot lined up here and along Gloucester Boulevard, which will be on the far right side of your screen. And it'll be really busy come Saturday and Sunday.
So Rogue has 4, and Backlash has 3. 3 wins.
Backlash going for their fourth. They want to tie roll.
Okay.
Yeah, in total, yep.
The crew on the right has the blue flag. Each team has 10 rowers. Approximately the color.
Now you're going to see a lot of posturing now
Who was the Breakfast Club?
to get the
Rogue.
recreational
They
boats out of
changed.
the lanes.
They had lost.
To get today's
They had
competitors
lost to us, so they
in
changed
their
their name.
proper lane, and then to hopefully even up and get ready to begin.
You want me to read them off?
Yeah, you can give us the cruise, right?
Okay, the cruise. So the defending champs is Backlash. You have your scuttler, Joe Balbo. Your coxswain is Julie Gary. Andrea Picano, Rachel Cecilio, Sam Cominelli, Ashley Smith, Sophia Cecilio, Rachel's younger sister. Katie Knowlton, Kate Morrissey, Tess Destino, Alyssa Souza, and Amanda Isabel.
Awesome.
That is Backlash.
It's just one of the coolest things as you read off the names, you think of how you know everybody, whether it's a work relationship or family or.
Oh, yeah, and everybody
really cool
recognizes
that pulls
certain
everybody
names
together
on there.
Yep.
Runners in the water. 3 people here. He's in the 300.
Rogue had a last minute injury, so their lead stroke, Alex Rose, is injured. She's out. So I believe Monica Banks is taking her place, or she's taking the place somewhere on the boat.
Okay.
And they have their scuttler is Mike Harmon. Their cox is Kristen Burnham, who's usually a rower, but she's pregnant this year.
Oh.
Monica Banks, Alex Rose, Karen Conant, Jenny Davis, Whitney Buckley, Yvette Luyan, Emily Silva, Alessandra Rosso, Jamie McDonald, Melanie Catanzo, and Christina Ribeiro. That is Rogue.
And you bring up a good point too, Nikki. It's these rowers do get hurt. Some of the walkers do get hurt mid-competition as well. And so every now and then we have to scramble to make sure we have all the names of the crews and the walkers. It gets a little iffy. You never really know. And that is Rogue closest to us, folks, here on the
All
shore.
in black. The Pinta, Rogue and the Pinta, Backlash and the Nina.
Yes. And Power in the Santa Maria.
Power and
yeah.
the Santa Maria. Okay.
Okay, so now you see how close Rogue and Backlash are right now in the early settings here. Like, are there any evil eyes going on here, or is everyone sort of focused on the task at hand?
They're focused. They're focused.
Yeah, the jitters are hitting right now. The jitters. The
Yeah.
jitters are hitting them right now.
Yeah.
But they,
Right now, you just want to line up and go.
Now that may be the rowers, but would the coxswain and the scudder, are they the ones?
they're nervous too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I used to.
Oh, here's the other crew. I didn't see them come in.
Yeah, that's Cape Ann Power. They're the furthest out. They're in the
Okay.
Santa Maria.
All right, so Cape Ann Power, we have Tim Oakes as scuttler, Rebecca Favaza as cox, Olivia Durgan, Leela Olson, Jessica Boardway, Emily Burl, Olivia Lejeune, Elizabeth DeAngelis, Willow Phoenix, that is such a cool name, Lindsay Sonas, Liz Jewell, and Carolyn Morocco.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb right now, okay?
Here we go.
There you
See
go.
the 3 steerers we have
Rap
here?
Kings, MGM, you guys listening?
See the
FanDuel?
see the 3 steerers we have right here? Those will be the same 3 steerers on Sunday's race.
Oh yeah?
Now, I'm probably getting some guy on one of those crews getting a little upset right now, but dealing facts.
All right, so for those watching at home, how wide is this course?
I've never, you know something?
100 yards?
I've never really thought about that.
Yeah.
I've never really thought about
I
that.
mean, so from the greasy pole to
Probably about 100 yards.
over there, like usually around where the rocks start, I'd say.
Yeah, you use that the tavern
The
wall,
tavern, yeah.
and that's so. It's not that ain't 100 yards. Probably 75 yards.
Maybe it's somewhere in there.
7,500 yards.
Probably 75 yards. And there's been times when that little spot over there's come into play. That little sandbar that a lot of guys never really know about.
Got a lot of people gathered on the beach now to cheer everybody on.
Oh, good crowd.
In fact, we got to say right off the top, like, cheers and congratulations to like all the participants.
Oh, absolutely.
Everyone who's making this possible.
Absolutely.
This is badass.
Anybody who participates, high fives to all of them. No matter if you got knocked out Wednesday, last Sunday, whatever, you participated.
And I'm looking around and I can see a lot of people from crews that didn't make the eliminations Sunday, and they're all here watching
That's a cool gesture, huh?
So,
This race is not going to start right off.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of posturing?
yeah, we're going to be
A
here for a
lot.
bit.
I look at the three coaches right now.
Yeah.
I think there's one coach that wants to go. The other two coaches right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Kristen will be like, let's do anytime.
Kristen just wants
He's
to
going to
go.
be. They're going to be the ones that
Yeah.
hold it up.
Rebecca and Julie.
We are not come back. Single place live on the road. Eddie Davis, keep that money in.
It's a great view right there.
Huh?
That's cool. That monitor.
All right, Nikki and Phil, talk me through this. What exactly is going on now? I mean, we're expecting a false start or two, but
Yep.
here's the feathering you're talking about, right? And getting
Yep.
situated.
The back two oars, they'll stop feathering so they get a little momentum going.
You just don't want to be going backwards.
And the coaches are just telling them, sit ready, sit ready, sit ready, because as soon as the arms go up,
So this, okay, that's what we're looking for now.
well,
Look
but
like-
national anthem.
All right, we have our anthem first, folks. I guess we'll keep playing for that way. I'm going to assume the viewers home can hear.
Flyover.
The drone fly over.
I don't know who sang that anthem, but she just brought it. Beautiful. All right, folks, so literally the sailboat race can start at any given moment. Like Nikki and Phil have alluded to, they do expect some false starts as part of the gamemanship between the crews.
Yeah, it's going to take a while because all three steerers want to move their boats over so they can go. Like, remember we talked earlier about going high? They want to move over so they can go high on their flag.
All right, and from left to right, we have Cape Ann Power and the Santa Maria. They are the newbies. You've got the defending champs, Backlash in the Nina. And then on the right, you have Rogue, R-O-W-G-U-E, in the Pinta. And Backlash and Rogue are multiple-time champions, and they are powerhouses. But Nina said before, earlier in the show, she was really impressed by what Cape Ann Power did.
Yeah, they were impressive.
Did you call me Nina?
Did I say Nina? Oh, Nikki. Or am I looking at the boat too much? Sorry, Nikki.
That monitor, that's a great view right there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
So we do want to mention the other cruise crew that participated, right? So Cape Ann Power, they defeated Same Force 1 and Extraordinary. We've seen Extraordinary before in years past. Nikki, no, that was you. That was you. Sorry.
Well, I was audacious, and then went over to Extraordinary when I broke up that crew.
I see. And then Rogue defeated Hardcore and About Time.
Yep.
This
And
boat,
then we'll get into the juniors later on.
this race might get started faster than we expect.
All right,
I
folks.
don't know. I don't want anybody getting closer to my record, though.
All right, middle boat's ready.
Julie's
All right,
ready.
the middle crew is ready.
Yeah. Come
Because
on.
she's got a half a boat lead.
Yeah. She knows what she's doing.
This could happen, right? No, is the idea if they drift too far out?
All right,
we
get
start?
ready. We got two crews ready.
Get ready, Kristen.
Rogue's gonna start this race. Watch.
Yeah. As soon as she puts her hands up,
Ball
she'll
on the
call
front.
it.
There we go.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Good start for Rogue.
Yeah, Phil Francis, Nikki Parisi, take it away.
All right. They got to stop octopusing and get it together.
Yeah, the crew on the left. Once they get their stroke together, they'll
Yeah.
be back in the race. Great start by
There we
Rogue
go.
on the far right.
Yeah.
She played it smart. She got her momentum.
And she
She
called
waited
it.
and waited, and now they're ready.
They're
Right
just
now,
passing the
Stu-
greasy pole.
Yeah, right now it's just too close to call. You gotta wait till they get out there a little ways. But
Like I said,
Rogue,
It does look like Rogue has maybe a little bit of a lead, but they also have the blue flag.
I love the blue flag.
I hate the blue flag.
Looks like Backlash with an early lead.
Oh, backlash. Okay.
No.
And as we mentioned at the top, we do have 3 flags and buoys straight ahead in the lanes, red, white, and blue for each lane. That's a half mile from the beach. And then they're going to make that turn and make their way back to the beach. The first to hit the beach wins.
God, their stroke is exactly the same. Yeah. Their stroke is the same.
Backlash and Rogue seem even at this point, no surprise there.
I'm gonna try to get some updates from the judge boat.
It actually,
Oh yeah, Phil's got connections, folks.
I have a contact
All
over there.
right, you do your thing, Phil.
We'll see what they do when they get out there. There's a lot going on at that turn, but you have 3 unbelievable scuttlers out there.
Yeah, so Nikki, do you have a good idea of who's in the lead? I was astonished with how Phil could do this from where we were last year and say, oh no, that's a 3-seat lead or half a boat.
I'm going with Rogue maybe by a quarter of a boat right now, but it's kind of hard to tell from here. Did I say Rogue? I meant Backlash.
So you think it's back in the
I
middle?
think
The middle. I think the champs.
I think the crew on the right's ahead. In fact, I think they're gonna buy half a boat.
I think the champs have about a quarter boat.
I'll find out right now
Right.
from the judge boat.
Well, actually, now they look like they're going ahead.
They look like
they
they
might.
got
They
about
made a
half a boat.
push.
Yeah, the news copter's up above too.
Catching up for dead heat for first and second so far. Keep in power right behind them.
The turn is going to be huge in this race. I really think so.
Are we still a ways from the turn or thinking about
Yeah,
the
oh,
turn?
yeah,
we're
they're,
still-
they're only halfway to the flag.
Yeah.
I think Rogue's got at least a half a boat.
So going into a headwind and a bit of a chop out there.
Yeah. Oh, right now they're hitting some bumps.
Neck in that race, heading out. Keep in power, making a push to make a race.
It's going to be a 3-boat race, I think.
See what happens at the turn.
You got-
Backlash looking for their third
You
title in a row.
got 3 very good steerers, and that's what's going to be great. The turn's going to be great. You got 3 guys that can win or lose a race for you.
Backlash with
And
the
usually they win the race for you. These guys right here.
Yeah.
It seems like they could row off the horizon, but actually those flags and buoys are just in front of the boat you see out there
Right.
beyond the
Yeah.
rowers.
Everybody can roll out, but everybody can roll back.
Exactly. That's why I'm worried about the last crew getting back in.
Now, Nikki, who's crossing in front of in the lanes now?
Is that a Coast Guard?
Are those the coasters?
No, it's not a Coast Guard.
No, that's
No.
just a knucklehead.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I mean, luckily, it's probably not going to affect them too much now, but it's a jerky thing to do.
Yeah, someone's going to bounce some jello shots off of that, Captain.
Taking a half of that lead over Rogue.
I'll bet you Rogue starts turning before them because they never run.
So the early word is Backlash by half a boat over Rogue, followed by Cape Ann Power.
Whole boat altogether, 3,100 pounds.
3,100 pounds. That's how much the boat weighs, I guess.
Wow. And so, Nikki, at this point in the race, if you were out there rowing, you're just in your element and locked in and just trying to not keep pace, but just stay in sync?
Just trying to stay in sync and just trying to pull as much water as you can. I mean, you can get in there and not pull any water, but you can keep in stroke with everybody, but not pull water. You know, you have to pull water if you want to win a race.
And at what point are you burning?
Now,
Yeah.
getting ready, going into the turn that's when you really start hurting and when you
They're
start
dead even right now.
hyperventilating.
Here we go.
We're right there. Okay.
Yeah, Joe.
It's a tight one with Backlash and Rogue.
I think he's right. It looked about Rogue might turn first.
All right, just text me the rest of it, okay? Okay.
Rogue just made a big push.
Yeah.
Santa Maria's in the lead right now.
Santa Maria's in the lead?
Yeah.
Cape Ann Power?
No.
That's what he said.
Santa.
He said, but it's a dogfight.
No.
Backlash is going for the flag.
Yep. They're both turning.
They're both turning.
There we go. Yeah, that's nice.
There we go.
It's Backlash
Wow.
And
Tight
you know
turn?
something?
Nice turn.
Power oars right there too.
and critical moment right here.
Oh, you know something? Let's see what Timmy Oaks. Timmy Oaks is getting his boat around too.
And Rogue is making the
Yeah,
turn first.
they're
Rogue's in
coming
the
out of
lead.
it first.
We got a 3-boat race. This is a 3-boat race right now.
Good stuff. Good showing by Power too.
Yeah. Hopefully they can keep it going on the way home.
And folks, you are watching the Women's Senior Sailboat Race Championship right here.
Over Backlash.
It's Rogue.
Let's see what they can do coming home. People on the feet, please step back. They're supposed to come in fast and furious, and we don't want no one to get hurt, so please step back from the beach.
Plenty of rowing left.
Rogue with a full boat over the defending champ Backlash.
Wow.
Looks like Rogue trying to get the crown back.
This will be, if they can hold on to this lead, it's going to be an impressive win because they lost their lead stroke.
Yeah.
And Alex is a really good rower.
And that's a tight lane between Rogue and Backlash right now.
Oh yeah.
They can practically high-five each other.
Please keep the race course clear.
Oh no, they're really pulling ahead now.
Rogue is?
Find out
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, they have at least a
Oh, here we go.
boat and a half, I think. And it is hard to tell from here, but
Picked up by a bowl right now, and the Nina's coming hard.
So that's the Rogue followed by
Yeah,
Backlash.
Backlash is coming hot. Backlash is coming hot. I just got a message from the judge boat.
Good boat, Rogue.
yeah, Backlash is trying.
Yeah, they're definitely coming. They got champions hot.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not going anywhere.
But look at them, stroke for stroke. Like they're at the same stroke.
Yeah. That's going to be their problem. If they go stroke for stroke, they can't make them any ground.
Yeah.
They might have to pick it up a little bit.
Should have counted strokes.
You know something? Power doesn't even look like they're out of it either.
It's going to take some work, but it's a great showing.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is great for them because that means they come back next year together.
Road powering on in, the boat and a half.
They say now rowed by a boat and a half.
We got some sound left here. We're going to have to push though.
They say about a quarter mile to go.
Half the course.
Yeah,
Yeah, Rogue's got a
yeah,
nice
they're
lead
about
now.
halfway home.
Yeah, Rogue's open up. Rogue looks like they got open water.
They're just dying to hear Greasy Pole Shuffle right
yeah.
now. That's all they want to hear.
And what is that, Nikki?
That means when you get to the Greasy Pole, you just empty the tanks. Anything you have left, you go.
Yeah, Rogue, they got open water now. They got a bow and a half on them.
Rogue has won in 2017 and 2018. And I think and before that as well, Nick?
Yep, they've got. They were a different name once. They were the Breakfast Club. So they were 15, 17, 18, and 13.
Oh boy.
So they have 4.
They're cruising right now.
Yeah, you know what? I don't want to call it too early. The race is over.
Yeah, so they're going to have 5. Damn,
Yeah, the race is over.
it's pretty good.
Kristen gonna be the first pregnant girl to win?
Possibly.
That we know of.
Oh, she,
Right.
you know what? She had a great kid. Oh. I'm remaining silent.
Wow.
They got 3 boats now.
Yep.
And the time that it takes to run the course doesn't really matter because you're up against different elements every year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. People are like, oh, it should only be a 12-minute race. Well, it's high tide, the water, you never know what it's going to be for a woman.
All right, you hear the folks here at Pavilion Beach. Everyone's on their
There they
feet.
are, number 5.
Hey, there's churning right now.
Yeah, they're coming home hard. Yeah, it's good showing by all
But
3
look
boats.
at them, Cape Ann Power Ore. I mean, they're in this race. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
they kept with them. They're all together. Good for them.
This is Rogue in the Pinta.
Yeah. Great race, all 3 boats.
They are your 2023 Women's Senior Sailboat Champions.
That's an impressive win. That's a lot.
That's impressive.
See, no flags.
Here comes Backlash in the Nina. They were looking to three-peat. Rogue had other ideas. And then a great debut from Cape Ann Power in the Santa Maria.
Excellent job for them. All 3 boats, great race.
Oh, great race on the way out.
Great race.
Nice turn by
That
Mike Harmon.
hurts.
The turn by Mike Harmon got them the race.
Great stuff. So what did you think, Nikki, overall? Your impressions of that race?
It was a great race.
Yeah.
It was a really, really good race. I'm super excited for them. I mean, I know they got 3rd, but they were in that race.
The newies, yeah.
Yep, they were there and they did it. And of course, Backlash made a really good showing too. It was Rogue's year.
What do you think made the difference after that turn?
Just power.
Yep.
And Mike did a beautiful turn, so he always does.
There you go.
Yeah, he got them the lead after the turn.
Yeah.
That's you get the lead. I'm telling you, the adrenaline's to take over. They opened
And they wanted to get it back. They've been out of it for a couple of years. They wanted to get it back. So good for them.
They had a great start, right? That
Yeah.
launch. They had a little bit of momentum going into
They
it.
had
Yep.
a nice start. Kristen coached
Yep.
a great race. She got that
She
boat
started the
moving.
race.
She absolutely started it.
So you see the Greasy Backlash and Rogue congratulating one another, really.
Yep, that's what you do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2023 Greasy Bag Expedition.
All right, folks, so that concludes the women's senior sailboat races for now. But we're going to be back with Nikki and Phil for the women's junior races, which we're going to start at the completion of the Greasy Pole. So thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Phil.
Hey.
Go ahead, Phil.
We'll be back in a little while.
Okay, you'll be
right.
back right with us. We're going to bring in my buddy Eric Spear,
Where is he?
one of the creators of the Greasy Pole Shrine.
Yeah,
going up and down commercials.
Eric's done a great job on that Greasy Pole Shrine. I went there and looked at it. I'm up there a couple times.
Yeah, we know, Phil, we know.
And I crack up. Hey, we were wearing the girls' outfits for it. It was fashionable.
All right, thanks, Phil. Thanks, Nikki, for all of that. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, we'll bring Eric Spear in. I'll give you folks a little bit of backstory. I'm your host, Corey Cooker, by the way. We're coming to you live from Gloucester, Massachusetts in the St. Peter's Fiesta. And here is our signature event. This year's Greasy Pole.
It's all business. They are serious and they want this flag. My son's been vibrating since November to get people on this pole, and it has not stopped up to today. 20 minutes ago, sitting here.
We have 44 walkers today. I am joined by my buddy Eric Spear. How you doing, kid?
Good, Corey. How you
Good to see
doing?
you. Viva San Pedro to you,
Viva
man.
San- Viva.
Bona Fiesta. All right, buddy. So you're our expert for this. They're already going to start. Do you have a list of walkers here and who's doing what?
Yep. Frankie Neal should be the first one out of the gate. Right now, they're doing a quick Mage Sama Duty Moody before they roll out.
There we go.
There we go.
We're underway, folks.
Nice walk.
All right, so this is the courtesy round right now. So everyone gets to walk. You cannot grab the flag at the end of the pole. If you do, you're asking for a beating. But then once that courtesy round ends, first come, first serve. First one to the pole wins, and they advance to Saturday.
That's Brendan Chipperini.
Oh, man down.
That whole crew dressed up as Willy Wonka and the Oompa Loompas. There must have been about 18 Oompa Loompas, all fired up, ready to go.
We saw Chipperini take some of that grease down.
Yep. Next up should be Joe D'Amico.
So folks, that pole is more than 40 feet long. 40 feet actually protrude from that 12 by 12 platform.
Yep.
Oh!
There we go. Nice walk.
Who was that, Eric?
That was Frank D'Amico.
Oh, nice. Forget.
And Donnie Peavy.
Another Gloucester fisherman on the cat's eyes.
Focusing and concentrating. If you're just joining us, you are watching the St. Peter's Fiesta Greasy Pole competition live from Pavilion Beach, well, off the Pavilion Beach in beautiful Gloucester, Massachusetts.
Mikey. Next is up is Mike Chet, plays for our local band Over the Bridge. Solid walker.
And this tradition started in 14th century Italy and was brought here. The poles then, and for a lot of these competitions, is actually vertical.
Trademark backflip.
Nice land. And like we said before, not a giant drop from the pole to the water today, but it's a long swim back.
Yeah. Some guys like the short drop. Some guys prefer the long drop. It all depends. Me prefer short drop, long swim.
And have you competed before, Eric?
13 years. I was a protege from my late Uncle Joe, who was in first winter after World War II in '46, both days, Sunday, Monday.
What did it mean to you to walk?
Honor.
Yeah.
Honor.
All right, the next rocker, Mike Jacobs. Jonathan Moody.
Moody.
All right, Jonathan Moody.
Ooh.
Ouch. Here are the walkers trying to wind up the
Good try, too.
the peanut gallery of the boats.
Oh.
Oh boy.
All right, the next rocker, Mike Jacobs. Rocking for Ed Green.
I think this year they only had 2 rookies this year coming up.
And these guys are dying to get into the weekend competition.
A lot of these guys been up there for many years.
And a captain's hat.
Yeah.
All right,
Quick drop.
the next rocker, Tyler White. Rocking for Donna Cairo.
All right, Tyler White.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, trouble.
That was actually an hour ago, the second time I got a little more. All right, ultimate. The next rocker, the buddy Leo DiMacario, rocking for his son Francesco in memory of the driver.
Leo DiMacario.
Yeah.
There he goes.
Nice walk.
Not bad.
All right, the next rocker.
Al Milfogley.
Al Milfogley, rocking for his grandfather, Norma Flo and Norma Nigel.
Al Milfogley.
Another new Fiesta committee aboard that pole. Welcome aboard, Cap.
Oh no.
No. Next. Cody Zappa. His brother is Jake Wood, who's got 7 flags, I believe, behind him.
He's the first one that did the natural hat trick.
Yep, 3 times in a row, 99. Lean you.
Cody Zappa. Big splash.
Yeah. This is my favorite. His brother Dean DeCoste won it 2 days, a Friday and Saturday champ.
Cameron DeCoste. Oh!
Nope, there you go.
Furthest walk
Watch
so
it.
far. Eric's here called that, kids.
This was Santo Parisi. Last year he slapped it. The second round, pushed it out. His hands were all over it. Never got his 3rd walk. Leo Cavano got it.
Last year's Friday winner, Leo Cavanaugh.
Ooh, bad start.
That one smacked.
Yeah.
Walking back. Back to the code halfway through with that 850 hit from the 4-way drive. Andrea Caputo.
Looking to go. Nick Browning. He's been out there to the close to the end a couple times. Not today.
Those are some tall tube socks on it.
Don DeCastro, the former Guardian's grandson.
Hey, we want to give a quick, oh, there we go, Don.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. A quick shout out to our friends at Live Now from Fox, who are also sharing our feed today. We really appreciate it. Folks, you are looking at the Greasy Pole contest here at St. Peter's Fiesta in Gloucester, Massachusetts.
Next up is Christian Palmisano, whose father won it in 1979, grabbed it with his feet on Saturday at high water.
Baby. Dressed in yellow.
That's what I thought it was. There you go.
That Joe Falzarano? Aaron Aiello.
Part of Beach Court family.
There you go. Where we're broadcasting from today. Grew up right next door. Oh! He's okay.
Tyler Ingersoll next. Tall guy.
He's a big boy, too. A lot of them people want to get out there. Look at that.
Quick start, fast finish.
All right, and the next rocker is Brett Souza.
Brett Souza's up next.
This tradition's been going on in Gloucester since 1931. Oh! That was the best looking crash so far. He's all right.
Gab Castiello's next. He's part of the grease gang who goes out there and helps grease it up.
This is Gabe Castiello?
Yep.
We are in the middle of the courtesy round, folks. We have 44 walkers out there. Each gets a turn and cannot grab the flag. After that, first one to grab it wins and gets to compete tomorrow.
Now we're in the middle of the pack where these guys have been walking for 3 to 5 years now, so.
Luckily, our walkers are pretty well medicated at this point.
Yeah, they've been partying at Frankie Neal's house pretty much since 1 o'clock this afternoon.
That'll do it.
Yeah. They all get together, Friday's guys all get together. They hang out as a crew together. Solid walk.
Not bad. Halfway.
No. Joe Falzano's next.
Here's Joe Falzano. Oh, Batman goes down.
Yeah. This kid, most happiest kid I met so far.
Sal Taramina?
Sal Taramina. Great kid. Real great kid. Always got a smile every time you see him, whatnot, so.
Oh no. Sal, what is that trying?
Yeah, try. It's real grease.
That's a rare feat to be able to get halfway down and hang on and try to pull yourself back up.
Next up is should be Nick Kukuru.
Nick Kukuru, you don't
Any
say.
relation?
Cousin Nick. Johnny Interante.
Yes, he is. Ooh.
Another Oompa Loompa goes down.
Like I said, there was about 14 of them. It's the funniest thing ever. Almost there. Quarter way.
Already a fair amount of grease off of that first half of the pole.
There is. I mean, I went out there yesterday with the grease gang, and we greased it up yesterday.
Oh, baby steps.
Yeah.
Baby steps for Nick Muse.
You've walked this pole a long time ago. When you come out of the gate that slow, what's the advantage of this advantage?
None.
You're going to hit that pole really hard, it's going to press it so hard. You just can't walk that far. Come on, kid.
Another Oompa
No.
Loompa with a twirl. All right.
All right, and the next rocker is Drew Aiello.
Another cousin Aiello, a part of the beach court. He's a solid walker.
Drew Aiello. He's dancing his way down.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, this is the courtesy round.
Now, folks, today's winner advances to tomorrow. Tomorrow's winner advances to Sunday. Sunday is reserved for champions. So, if you walk the greasy pole on 19, 60, and 1, you can still walk if you want to today. That's what makes that special. And we've got Derek Hawkins looking for a 5-peat. He did a natural hat trick.
The second person to do that.
Yep. And then won last year on Sunday in his
Yep.
first walk.
Yep.
And
His father's a two-time champ.
yeah, Richie Hopkins. Another Oompa.
Yep.
The next rocker is Joe Price.
Joey Clace.
Gotta give it up last year, Joe Price. You leave it in. Very aggressive. Good. Well, don't forget, after the greasy pole, we have a junior women's pinball league.
Water must be very warm today, Corey, because there's a lot of people beach side and pool side.
Oh, hey.
There he goes.
All right, the best walk of
Solid.
the day so far.
Solid walk. You know he's out there when that pole starts bouncing up and down, a good
Yeah.
6 feet.
Folks here got wound up about that. That's beautiful out here today,
Yeah.
Gloucester Harbor. Now, Eric, do you wait for the bounce to try to minimize
You
it?
try. Back when I walked on the old platform before I got it, will bounce a lot more than that, and you basically waited.
Oh, here we go.
There we go.
All right.
Plus the other thing on a day like this is when it was windy, sometimes the platform will actually move back and forth and it would be. But now I walked it 1 year on the new platform, and that was last year I walked, and that is solid.
Do you know who we have?
We got John Philpott.
Oh, head over heels.
Yeah, feel that in the ribs tomorrow morning. Walking back,
Paul Mizaraka up now.
Folks, if you like what you see, give us a little boop. Subscribe. We're going to be here tomorrow and Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, for more of the Greasy Pole and the Same Boat races from St. Peter's Fiesta.
A lot of space on the beach there, Corey. Tomorrow will be even worse.
Yeah.
It won't be packed in.
Yeah, high tide. Yeah, normally the beach actually connects and is twice as long. Not today. Not
No.
this weekend, in fact.
No.
All right, full concentration here, Spirit.
No.
Oh,
No.
boy. Oh, no.
No.
Tom.
No. See, they gave him a little push. They gave him a little push. If he fell right there, he's gonna hit his head on the platform, and that's not a good thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You might be a foot out, 6 feet out. You're still gonna hit your head.
And folks, you can stay tuned after this race as well. After the contest, we have the women's junior steamboat race finals. And the ladies are already in their boats.
Julian Castellino, this is Gabe's brother. Little spin.
Little pirouette.
Next walker, Jake Chirac.
Jake Chirac.
Jake Schrock. Heard his name here many times before.
Oh, came out quick.
Ate some grease.
Jerry Shimataro.
They just said we recite the names, or else we're going to confuse all the Oompa Loompas out there.
They just keep coming out. It's like a clown car, one after another. It was the funniest thing. We got to Frankie Neal's house, and there they were. So it's like one after another.
Good walk.
I believe that was Dylan Orlando. Oh, this is Dylan Orlando. No, I was right. That was Dylan Orlando. Yep. He wasn't waiting.
Josh Gove.
That's good.
A lot of pitter-patter.
Yep.
Good first walk, though.
The next walker, Terrence Lane.
After Terrence, we got 3 more left, I believe, for the courtesy round.
For real?
That's cruising right through it.
There are 44 walkers today, folks. So yeah, everyone gets one turn, can't grab the flag, and then it's on for real.
Oh,
Terrence.
Yeah.
He's all right.
Yeah. Ben the cash. One of the Castros, Ben.
We want to thank everybody watching from all around the world today. That's a great walk from hard fall. He's good.
Josh Carpenter, second to last. A couple of fans down on the beach for him.
So was that Superman?
Angel Mikowski.
So that completes the courtesy round.
This
Eric.
will,
now
yeah,
we're on
this,
for real.
this is the last one, courtesy round, dressed as the Grinch. I believe he fishes on the Midnight Sun. Probably one of the only, I believe there's only 2 fishermen on the pole.
All right, people like that, folks. That is the end of the courtesy round. Now it is for real. First to grab the flag wins and advances to walk tomorrow.
These guys are all hamped up right now. They know it's for real.
This could end right now. This could end 2 days from now.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
So his first one out of the gate will be Frankie Neal. Frankie Neal will be the first one.
All right, here we go, kids.
Here we go.
Good luck, everybody.
Keep your eye. This could go quick.
Coast Guard and Harbor Master moving in a little tight.
Yeah.
Fun and games are over now, Eric.
Oh, pretty much. This is all. It's serious now. These guys are chomping at the bit now. They've been waiting 365 days for this round right here. They want the flag. They want everything right now. They want to move. A lot of these guys hate to move to Saturday, but because they've been with these guys so long, but they have to do what they have to do to move on to the next round.
So Eric, does it just get extra quiet on the platform too at this point? Or?
It does. It gets up. Here it goes.
Here we go. Right. Oh,
Oh,
good bid.
gets a little quiet, a little nerves. Some guys really take it to extreme. They don't want any noise or whatnot. Some guys live up for it. Next up should be Brendan Ciparini.
Brendan's wife, V,
Yeah.
just been named the director of the Cape Ann Veterans Service
Oh.
as a Purple Heart
Nice.
recipient.
Beautiful. Next is Joe D'Amico.
I got a soft spot for Joe D'Amico, I'm going to tell you. Love his family,
Yeah.
great kid.
Yeah.
We'd love to see him do well here.
Come on, Joe.
Here goes D'Amico.
Oh.
Pretty good, halfway.
Next up is Joe Sanfilippo from the fishing vessel Cat's Eyes.
One of the many Joe Sanfilippos, folks.
Great kid. Love, great family from Pine Street.
We think these might be the Oompa Loompas of Gloucester. Yeah. These Sanfilippos are. Great family, tons of tradition and history here at Fiesta.
Yeah. He's pumped. He wants that flag too.
If you're just tuning in, folks, the first walker to grab the flag wins. We are beyond the courtesy round now. We are in round 2. Oh, they're saying no. Hold on. Next. Wrong name. It's
Yeah.
Joe Sanfilippo.
No.
No, go back. There's
Go
the
back.
walkers are saying. The walkers can hear the guys announcing the wrong name
Yeah.
on the beach. No, wrong again.
No, it's right.
Are they right? They're good.
Yeah, they're good. If he wins, the Sanfilippo crew over here on the end of beach course is gonna go wild.
Yeah, he is eyeballing it, pacing back and
Yeah.
forth, rocking back and forth.
There you go,
Here
Joe.
we go.
Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe.
Oh, he just slipped.
Yeah.
A little
Here
left foot
goes Mike
misstep.
Fidget right now. He's
Mikey
another
Fidget.
solid walker.
Fan
Solid
favorite,
walker.
too.
Does a backflip if he falls, if he slips. His grandfather's Salvi, one of the great greasy pole walkers.
Ever.
Yeah.
They're winning
There you
it.
go. Come on. Oh, there it is.
You knew it.
Yeah.
And did the nest T plunge.
Jonathan Moody now.
All right, Jonathan Moody.
Rocking and loving memory of the Street Commissado. We see a couple guys right there with the t-shirt with the big
That kid,
on there.
I walked with him for a few years too. Kid's got a lot of heart. Come on, John.
Here goes Moody.
Ooh.
Oh! That's going to leave him out.
Yeah. Mike Jacobs is next.
Next walker, Mike Jacobs, walking for Ed Lane.
Mike Jacobs. And away we go.
There we go. Nope.
And the next walker,
Tyler White.
Tyler White. Racing for Dada Pyro. Rodney.
And you hear folks' names who are walking in honor of someone else. The tradition's always been, whoa, he stays they called him. Whether you either were a fisherman or related to a fisherman or part of that community in one way or another.
Leo Di Mercurio.
And like Eric said earlier, it's an honor to walk in someone's name. Who do we have here, E?
Leo Di Mercurio.
Oh, Leo Di Mercurio.
Nope.
Big back splash.
Al Milfogli.
Like Big Al, good guy.
Yeah. Another one that's always smiling every time you see him.
Yeah, for real. And you see the flotilla beyond the greasy pole, that's going to be probably twice the size tomorrow.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's going to be crazy out here.
Biggest party of the weekend. Remember the old days, Corey, when they used to wrap her around? There used to be about 300-400 boats out there.
Seriously. And then he used to go like 6 or 7 rounds.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh no, hang! He's hanging!
He tried. Cody Zappa, this kid can go take it too.
All right, Cody Zappa for the win.
Yeah.
Let's get it, Cody. Rated football, let's hear it. Looks pretty slippery today. Imagine that. Same thing last year.
There he goes. Come on, Cody.
There he goes.
Come on, Cody.
Oh. Tough one.
Yeah. This is my pick, Cam to Coast. This
Cam?
the Cam.
Cam to Coast.
Cam to Coast. Solid walker.
Is this your favorite?
This is my pick.
All right.
This is my pick. I've been picking him for the last 4 years. My pick for the last 4 or 5 years.
All right. He had a great walk first time around.
Yeah, he did. His brother's out there on the finest kind that brought out the greasy pole walkers earlier this afternoon. Now Flotilla will go crazy if he takes it down.
Yeah, popular guy.
Yeah.
Great walker, just hasn't broken through yet.
He's hit it 3-4 times. I keep telling him, keep eating those 3-ways 2 weeks before the season starts. And there he goes. Come on, Cam.
He's moving.
Oh. Next, Santa Parisi, another solid walker.
Right.
His brother's Vinny Gubats. Last year he hit the pin.
If you're just tuning in, folks, that pole is more than 40 feet long. 40 feet protrude from that platform.
Yep.
About 200 yards or so from the beach.
And right now they're probably looking at about a 12-foot drop right now. So
Yeah.
it's 100% biodegradable marine grease.
Not like the old days.
No.
You hear the old timers talk about it all the time. The axle grease.
I actually got to walk in it 1 year at the black grease, and that was it. It literally stuck to you. 2-3 weeks, you're still picking it out of crevices on your body.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you ate the mussels or clams in the harbor, you know what it tastes
Oh,
like.
come on,
Hey,
Santo! Oh, come on! He's gonna be dreaming of that for weeks on end.
That was tight. Great bid.
Yeah. Andre Sabuto's next. Big kid, had a great walk last time.
All right, some of that grease is gone now towards the end of the pole.
Yeah, but it's still slick. Still slick.
Here we go. He's moving. He's moving, Eric.
Yeah.
Oh!
Big eyes.
Yeah.
Big eyes.
What's the furthest you've ever got out there? What do you think?
I thought a little over 3/4, but my family says that never happened. But when you're sitting in the water, you're looking up at it, it's a different story.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, right. All right, who do we have?
We got Nick Browning now.
All right. Folks, you're watching the Greasy Pole in Gloucester, Massachusetts for St. Peter's Fiesta. The next walker wins and advances to tomorrow. Our coverage begins at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Come on, Nick.
Here's Nick.
Yep.
In and out.
Next, Don DeCastro.
Another guy who carries me here.
Another good kid, too.
Ron DeCastro.
Great family.
Yes.
I'll be joined by John Nicastro tomorrow. He'll be my co-host for the events. Now here's Dom.
Look at Dom. Look at Dom go.
Next up is Charlie Palmisano.
Charlie Palmisano next.
How come we never mention the bad guys, the bad kids?
I don't think they make the list.
We want to make it home tonight? Palmisano!
Oh.
Remember, he was the man in yellow that
Yeah.
first time, and that costume's off.
Now it's Christian Palmisano. This is Joey Palmisano's son.
Was that just luck of the draw that we had the Palmisanos back to back?
Yeah, probably.
Quick exit.
Aaron Aiello.
Oh, another quick exit.
Huh? Tyler Ingersoll, he had a good walk the last time. The family's huge in Gloucester sports.
Oh, yeah. And then when it gets carried in on the shoulders of his brethren out there
Yep.
to the shore, up to St. Peter's altar, it becomes legendary around here.
Pretty much. Wow, Tyler. He pretty much
It's
drinks
a beautiful dive, though.
He pretty much drinks free all night long too.
Yeah. They've been drinking for free most of the day.
All right, now it's Brett Souza.
All right. You can see some beautiful sailboats and schooners in the background. We have a great schooner fest coming up Labor Day weekend. If you're thinking about making the visit up here to Cape Ann in the northeast corner of Massachusetts, or come see us for Fiesta next
Go
year.
Brett, go Brett,
Hold
go
on.
Brett. Ooh.
Oh! Took it on the chin. He's good.
Gabe Cassiello's now. He could take it now. His kid's got big heart. Had a great walk the last time.
All right. Following your lead, Aaron.
All right, appreciate it,
He
Corey.
likes Gabe Castiello.
Yeah, it really must be warm today because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 guys sitting in the water right now.
Breeze feels good, huh?
It does.
Beautiful sea breeze today. We're expecting some spotty weather this week and maybe thunderstorms, but I think we're going to be okay. That sea breeze protects us here on the coastline, oftentimes. Gabe Castiello,
And you
over
can
and
see,
out.
with that little wind, it's giving that pole a little bit of a bounce too.
Yeah, a little wiggle out. You can tell by the dude waving in the background.
Yep. You got Nick Taramina.
All right, Nicky Taramina.
Yeah.
Goes Nick.
Yep.
Easy does it.
Joe Falzerano's next.
Oh, stumbled early and couldn't recover.
Yep. You usually give him that first free walk out of step out of the box. He probably got 3-4 feet. That's no grease there, but now it's greased up now, so you don't have a free step. Sal tried to get out there. He fell. He tried to stand back up again the last round, Corey.
That's right. Put on a little show for us. It was a good bid. You got closer than most.
You did. Ooh.
All right, the next rock, Nick Kukuru.
Another.
What do we do if a Kukuru wins there?
I think the Kukurus will go jumping up and down.
We haven't had a winner in a long time.
No,
folks.
it's been a while since the Kukurus went.
Come on, man. Let's go. Easy, kid. Let's do this, Nick. Nick.
Oh, so close.
Nick.
So close.
You gotta be kidding me, brother.
That's gonna be in his nightmare. That's gonna be in his nightmares for weeks on weeks on weeks.
Story of our family's life. He just missed.
Wow. Wow.
Now first beer's on the
I mean, here we're in the middle of the list now, so it's
just
he's
missed, man.
he's in shock and disbelief right now. It's like
It looked good the whole
it
way.
did. I mean, he's a little slow, but
Yeah.
this is Johnny Antaranti.
Crowd still buzzing from Nick's walk.
Yeah. Nicky Muse.
The first to grab the flag wins at this point, folks.
Yep.
And we just missed.
And we're halfway through the second round here, Corey.
Uh-oh, Nick. He's doing the tightrope.
No. No.
It never works.
No.
It never works
No.
out.
No. That's how you get hurt. That's how you get hurt. Chris Paul is also part of Over the Bridge, part of that crew.
Big local band.
Yep. They played on the Altar Wednesday night.
Here goes Chris Paul,
get
doing
it.
all right in the white pants,
It's
folks.
doing all right.
Oh. Good luck in Golden State.
Yeah. Next up is Drew Aiello.
Ooh, that brings a little
It
roar
does.
from the crowd.
Yep. Come on.
He's moving.
Ooh.
Everything came to a stop.
Yep. He says his father says if you would have won, he would have been stopping at 3 Beach Court, which was part of our family's house.
Is this Colin Sweet?
It's Colin Sweet. I believe his brother, Randy Sweet, he's a 3-time champ.
Yeah, he got a big ovation too.
Yeah.
People are starting to feel it now.
Yeah. His brother's Randy was a Friday, Saturday, and then the following year he won it on Sunday.
I
Yeah.
remember. Colin Sweet, he's halfway.
Oh. Joey Clace. Yeah, he had a solid walk last year too. Leo Saputo, last year's champ, waiting in the water for the boys to come out.
That's Joey Kleiss,
Yeah.
eyeball on the flag,
Yeah,
40 feet away.
yeah. It's number 32 on the list.
Again, 44 in this round, folks. But the first to grab wins. We've already passed the courtesy round. Here we go.
He started quick.
Started quick, slowed down, he's doing it. Tightrope!
No. It seems like it seems like starting out of the box slow, and it seems to be working for a few guys right now.
Yeah. We gotta get a brighter flag out there. It's like baby blue. It meshes in with all the shirts on the boats.
Yeah. So it could be wrapped up because it's one solid flag now too.
I don't know if it isn't.
Jonathan Cooney.
Is this Cooney?
Yeah, Cooney, 33. Doing the windmill effect.
John Cooney, co-founder of Bridge Cape Ann, way back when, by the way.
Really?
Great kid.
Jonathan Philpott, number 34.
All right, back to the Philpotts, man.
Ooh.
He went out fast. He was ready to run.
Next up is Julian Castillo. Oh, Paul Mizuraka, my mistake. That's what happens when you leave your glasses at home.
We're not even drinking it.
No, I did a little bit earlier.
Oh, come on, man. Paul Mizuraka for the win. And the chance to walk on Saturday.
That family has a lot of wins back behind them. Tommy Mizuraka, the Favazas, Jake Wagner, Johnny Glasparisi. That's a big family win.
Oh, he's starting slow. Another tightrope walker. Not even close.
Yeah, no.
We won't be happy with that.
No. Yeah, remember his brother Gabe had that solid walk.
All right, Julian Castiello.
We're at number 36 out of 44.
Or Castillo, however you want to do it, folks.
Yeah.
We are using 200 pounds of biodegradable grease up there, and it is green. So when they come off the beach, ladies and gentlemen, you want to make
Here we go.
There we go. Another slow walker.
Is this? Why is this I've never seen this many do the tightrope.
He ain't get no.
Oh no.
No.
Trouble. He wants it.
No. Not today. Jake Shugrock.
Jake Schrock. Oh no.
The next walker is Jerry Shimataro.
We got Jerry Shimataro next coming out of the box.
We are in the late stages of round 2, folks.
Yeah, we are. Right. Walker
Jerry
number
Shimataro
38.
taking his time.
Oh. Next up, Dylan Orlando. He had a solid walk last time. Kid was all pumped up, dressed up as Spider-Man.
Another one.
Yep. Nope.
Are the guys on to something today with all these short steps?
I don't know. Well, what it is in the middle. It's a little thicker now. As soon as you're going along, I mean, it's a thick sheen right now. We're at Josh Grove at 40.
Joshy Gove.
There's still a lot of grease up there.
Getting ready. He's doing it.
He's going. Oh! Solid walk.
Just a couple of feet from grabbing it.
Yep.
We've had a couple close calls this round.
Yep. It looked like he was getting ready to think about diving or walking through. He didn't know what he wanted to do. We're at Walker 41, Corey. Remember?
Terrence Lane?
Yeah, Terrence Lane. Remember the last walker last round, Andrew Mikowski? He got all the way out to the end.
He did.
I'm sure he's hoping that he gets a second shot.
Folks, you're watching the 2023 St. Peter's Fiesta live from Gloucester, Massachusetts. This is the Greasy Pole competition. Began here in 1931. And the first man to grab the flag is your winner.
No.
And Terrence Lane is not going to be that. Not this round, at least.
Next up, number 42 is Ben DeCastro. No.
Oh, no.
That was Ben DeCastro. Next up, we're at second to last walker there, Corey, for the second round.
Josh Carpenter.
Still a lot of grease out there.
There goes Josh.
There goes Josh.
Oh! All right, bid.
All right, we're at our last walker, number 44, Andrew Mikowski.
Andrew Mikowski.
Remember, he got all the way out there last round. Good.
All right, a final look. He had a great bid first time around.
That's
hard fall.
That's a rib. That's a rib.
Yeah.
All right, we're at the top of the third round. First one.
That is the end of round 2. We're getting ready for round 3 now. That, of course, includes the courtesy round where no one can actually grab the flag. We had 2 really close calls.
We did. We did. So now we're looking at Frankie Neal, the first one out of the gate. He had all the boys over at his house doing pregame activities.
Beautiful. We got to thank all the folks helping us make this possible today. Bridge Cape Band, Streamography, 1623 Studios, Beauport Hotel, The Loft at Pavilion Beach, and live now from Fox.com.
Here we go.
Go to livenowfromfox.com and check out where you can get Fox's streaming app.
Yep.
They are showing this competition nationwide, baby. Thanks so much.
Frankie Neal, first walker in the third round. It's been a while since it's gone to the third round on a Friday.
Round 3, man. I remember we were talking about those 6, 7, 8 round days.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
especially when it was cold and rainy, too.
It's a long day, man. Now, to give you a little comparison, come Sunday, we are not expecting that Greasy Pole competition to last much more than a walker or 2 after the courtesy round.
No.
So you're going to want to stay tuned for that.
After Hoppy, there's 5, 6 walkers dynamite after him.
Oh, Frankie Neal!
Frankie Neal! Oh my God.
Yeah, that's defending champ Derek Hopkins. He's won the last 4, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Sunday again last year.
Brendan Chipperini's second walker. Cousin Hoppy doesn't take it down. Mike Sanfilippo's my pick for Sunday.
All right. Well, the walkers are getting close to today.
Yeah. Come on, Brendan.
Okay,
next up, round number 3, Joe D'Amico. Fan favorite on the beach.
I'm rooting for D'Amico.
Swaying back and forth.
There goes Joe D'Amico.
No.
Almost halfway.
Hey, number 4, we got Joe Sanfilippo.
Joe Sands.
If he wins, it's going to erupt here on Beach Court. The San Filippo's all together down there.
And don't forget to stay tuned after this. We have the women's junior sailboat races, the championship. We'll be rejoined by Nikki Parisi and Phil Francis, a combined 14 championships between them.
Come on, Joe.
And I'm with my buddy and next door neighbor, Eric Spear. I didn't think we'd ever be doing this together, Eric.
No, I didn't think so either. Still waiting on Joe, yeah.
They don't want to let this opportunity slip.
Nope.
Here we go.
Here we go, Joe. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe.
Oh.
Okay, Michael Fichette. This kid can also take it down too. Number 5 on round 3.
Here's Mike, taking his time.
Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. Oh!
Felt he was close.
He was close. He's kicking himself now. Yeah. John Moody, number 6. ...2011, I was in the water. I was close.
Yeah. Well, not.
And then, yeah, according to my family. But the pictures are there. But he walked 2 after me, and he slapped the base of it too. And he was in the water. He goes, "What did I do wrong?" I go, "I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out too."
Now, I've never competed, but I've been out there and I've done the pole off season.
Right.
To me, the hardest part was climbing up the ladder. It's covered in barnacles. That thing would kill you.
Yeah. Few years they redid the ladder, but they measured on the wrong tide, and it was short about 4 or 5 reins. So they put an extension on it. So a couple of 8mm twine, they try to tie it together. It was, you usually had 2 guys holding it, you try to get up there. Come on, John.
John Moody.
Come on, John.
Oh,
Ooh.
no.
Mike Jake. I still can't believe how many people are in the water, Corey.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
And the water temp's probably, I don't know, 64 degrees?
If that, to me, that's still cold. If it has to be above 70 for me to get in the water.
Yeah, come back in September.
First couple of years I was walking, I was living in Florida, and I came up here and I jumped in the water for the first time. I forgot how cold the water was. Stadie's like, "You got to come, when it's all over, you got to swim in." I go, "I'm not swimming in." Goes, "Good, I'll give you a ride, don't touch me." Here we go, Mike Jacobs. Mike Jacobs. Oh! He slapped it! He slapped it!
He made it move, kids.
He slapped it.
He just couldn't grip it. What a difference. He's
He tilted her a little bit.
He's sitting in disbelief there.
You can see better. He looks like the flag moved a little bit more towards stage 4 park after that hit.
Yeah, he just swiped the base of the flag. Almost.
No.
Now, is this weird? Now the Coast Guard coming to straighten the flag?
No, they just leave it just the way it is.
Right.
Just the way it. Next up, we got Tyler White, number 8. These guys are getting out there in slow motion too. That's the part that's amazing.
Well, we've had a couple great close calls. None closer than that one though for Mikey Jacobs.
Yeah. But at least again that tailwind that's pushing them forward. That's probably one advantage why they're walking so slow.
Here we go. Tyler White.
Tyler White.
Taking his time.
Yeah.
Very deliberate.
Another back flip. Leo Di Micario.
If you're just tuning in, folks, we're in the middle of round 3 of the 2023 Greasy Pole competition in Gloucester, Massachusetts, part of St. Peter's Fiesta. I'm your host, Corey Cooker, alongside Eric Spear.
Come on, Leo. Come on, Leo.
Leo Di Mercurio. He got about halfway down that 40-foot pole.
Al Mill Fogley.
Come on, Big Al.
Well, Corey, the benefit of this, at least the ground goes on a little bit longer. The swim gets a little bit shorter.
This is true.
They gain probably, I'm gonna say about 15 yards.
Yeah, tide's starting to go out.
Yeah. Come on, Al.
Al Miller Fogley.
There you go. Come on, Al.
Oh
Oh.
no! And flop.
Okay, these next three. Cody Zappa, number 11, round 3.
This is the meat of the order right here.
Yeah,
Right?
pretty much. You're looking at a solid 3-4 guys right here in the meat that also can take it. His brothers Jake Wood, multi-champ winner, first time Friday, Saturday, Sunday winner in '99.
Cody staring down that
Yeah,
ball.
hungry.
And today's winner walks tomorrow.
Come on, Cody. There he goes.
Away he goes.
There he goes. Come on, Cody.
Good walk. Cody!
Oh, jeez, man.
Missed. He gave it the cat's paw.
He
Crowd appreciate the effort.
Yep, he hit that rag.
And he set the table for your
There we
your
go.
favorite,
There we
Cam
go.
DeCoste.
Cam DeCoste, number 12. Come on, Cam. I guess, like we said, this is the meat of the order right now. You got Cam, you had Cody, you had Cam, you got Santo, you got Andre, Nick Browning.
All right, people can feel it now, Eric.
Yeah. Cam wins it. That whole flotilla out there is going to go absolutely boxer.
2 swipes at the flag, folks. That close to ending it.
Come on, Cam.
Cam's had 2 good walks today.
His brother's a 2-time champ. Swaying back and forth. Sitting pretty far back in the box, too. There you go.
Cam DeCoste for the win.
Looks like I have to pick a new favorite for next year. Santo Parisi, another solid walker.
Million Parisis in Gloucester, too.
Yeah. His brother's a 2-time champ, a Friday and Saturday. Who's in charge of the list today up on the platform?
We're in the middle of round 3, folks,
Yep.
of the 2023 Greasy Pole competition from St. Peter's Fiesta in Gloucester, Massachusetts.
Let's see if it's lucky 13. No.
Oh, hold on now. Here comes the scooch.
Here
It's a kitty scooch.
Oh.
No. It counts.
One year, I believe it was 1951, it was a Saturday. It was blowing 30-mile-per-hour winds with rain and whatnot, and it went 2-3 rounds, and they said, any way you can get it. Gino Biondo shimmied all the way to the end on his belly. That was Andre. Now we're up to number 15, Nick Browning.
Up to Nick Browning now.
Yep.
We had two super close misses just a
Yeah.
little while ago.
One was your cousin Nick Kukuru.
Yep, actually swiped at the base of the flag.
Yep.
Nick Browning.
Yeah. 2, 4, 6. Never see so many police boats out on a Friday. They do such a great job while they're out there for them. Watch them, bring them in. Come on, Nick.
There goes Nick.
No.
Slow walk.
Nope.
Not enough pace.
Yep. Dom Nicastro, number 16. We're in round 3. Oh,
Quick exit for Dom.
yep. Here we go, the Balmazanos. We got
Hey!
1 and 2.
Joe Palmisano was a big help for me in doing that Fiesta documentary.
Beautiful. It's also helped out the Greasy Pole Shrine with some pictures and names that would on the
Oh,
list
yeah,
that we
cool.
also missed out too. Charlie, number 17.
Charlie!
Yep. Christian, number 18, round 3.
Look at the draw to get back. We've had back-to-back Palmizanos.
I know.
I don't think the other ones weren't back.
No, IL has been shuffled.
No.
Aaron Aiello. Huh. Tyler's next. Aaron must have went in.
So that happens, folks, every now and then. You'll get a walker who'll bow out mid-competition.
Multiple things. Got hurt, cramps, rib, tooth, back, eardrum, which I suffered from.
So this is Tyler?
Yep. Wow, he came out quick.
Big drop.
Yep. It's getting there. Brett Souza, number 21.
So as far as we know, we're down to 43 competitors. We're smack in the middle of round 3. And the first to grab the flag wins and walks tomorrow.
Which we've seen three slaps.
Yeah. Now our coverage starts at 3:30 Eastern time. The poll starts sometime around 4:45.
Only one drone out there, Corey. Last Sunday there was about at least a dozen, 15 of them. Almost simply needed like air traffic controller out there.
Brett Souza?
Yeah, that was Brett. Okay, this guy Castillo, he number 22. He had a good walk.
Right, people on the beach think this might be Gabe's chance.
Yeah. There he goes.
There goes Gabe. Looking good.
Oh.
End over end.
Number 23, Nick Taramina. Gabe's gonna be thinking of that one too.
Here's some shots for Nicky on the beach.
Yeah. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 walkers in the water. Either staying warm or they know it's coming down, one or the other. But this wind, last thing you want to do is get that chill in you, and that's it. You don't get it out of you. Teeth chattering, all huddled together.
Yeah.
No, Nick Taramina! Oh, he missed it! He missed it! He missed it!
It's hanging down.
It's hanging.
We've seen it before, folks. Some people think that he grabbed it. But no. Now we
Nope.
The Coast Guard's going
We've
to
seen this many times.
The flag.
Yep.
Look at it dangle.
Derek Hopkins' father, Ricky Hopkins, 1998, same thing.
And then he went back
And
the
then
next
went
round
around, got it.
and got it.
Stevie Militello also did the same thing, snatched the rag, turned it back around. Unbelievable.
Nicky Taramina. Got his mitts on it and just couldn't break it free from the
And
pole.
I bet you if the tide was up another 3-4 feet, you could probably snatch it out. Unbelievable.
Wow.
This is the fourth smack we've seen, and this is the worst one yet.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. So now we're going to get a Coast Guard boat out here to help
turn
get
it back
the flag
around.
upright. Unbelievable.
Unreal. Unreal.
Now, last year we had a delay because the flag actually blew down in this position.
It was like a sail last year.
Yeah, they actually had to take the flag part off the stick. Unreal. So, folks, if you just tuned in, Nick Taramina had his hands on the flag, just couldn't pull it free. And there it is, dangling at the end of the greasy pole.
Yep.
So close. So now they just get some of the kayakers and swimmers out of the way and reset the pole. We are halfway through the middle of round 3 of Fiesta Friday. Man, the drama era.
No, Nick was number 23. That's basically the high. We're really, literally in the middle of the list.
Oh yeah, you see they're flashing the blues now.
Yep, Habermasser looks like they're going in first. Oh no, they're bringing in the green, the big green boat.
Yeah. Remember this last year? They had power drills and screws and everything to try to get it in.
And it's held in with 3 12-inch nails.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Geez, so that's not easy to pry away.
Nope.
You got to really.
You literally have to walk through it and snap it. Oh, look at those bow thrusters work. He's like, what do I do now? Do I swim in or do I go back up and hope for the best?
Seriously. Well, that's going to be stuck in his mind forever.
I mean, look, he's like the 4th, I believe. He's the worst one of all. Between Nick Kokoro and Taramina. Their hands are all over it.
Nick swiped the bottom, but boy, Nick.
Their DNA is all over that flag.
Yeah, Nick Kukuru just swiped the base of it. Nick Taramina actually had his hands on it and just couldn't pry it free. Thought he did. I think he thought he was dropped in the water behind him till he surfaced.
I believe it was Josh Grove or Josh Carpenter. It was the other one that took a big swipe at it too.
Yeah. And there you have it, folks. The coasties at work on getting the flag upright. We want to thank everyone for being with us today. I am your host, Corey Kukuru, alongside Eric Spear, bringing you the Fiesta Friday Greasy Pole competition. We've got women's junior sailboat races after this. The flag is back up. The crowd goes wild.
As they say in Way World 2, game on.
Here we go. Yeah, the coastal boat just sidestepping away.
Yep.
Man, as close as it gets.
Yeah. It's gonna be having nightmares for that.
Well, that was the amazing thing about Richie Hop, because we've seen it happen before, folks,
Yep.
except in that year. Oh, here we go. Look at this.
There you go. Oh. Next up,
That was Joe Falzarano.
yep. Next up is Sal Taormina. He's been getting out a little over halfway out there. And next up is Nikki Kukuru, another one who slapped it the last round. But right now we got Sal.
Sal Taormina for the win.
Yep. Number 25, round 3. Wow. Ooh.
Oh,
Wow.
hard
Watch
fall.
him.
Nick Kukuru
Nuku.
is up now. He just swiped the flag in his last walk. Literally had his hand at the base of the flag, gave
Yeah.
it a swipe. We thought he was gonna grab it. Just missed. Gets a little redemption here. One more shot.
Yep.
Here we go. A little slow.
That's how he
Hold
walked the
on.
last. No, not
Oh.
this time. Same style.
Yep.
We're at Johnny Interanti, number 27.
Here goes Johnny leaning right.
Oh, that's a back.
Yep.
Next up is Nikki Muse.
I can think of the last time the pole went on this long.
It's been a while since it's been around 3 on Friday. We had late second round wins, but not a third one in a while.
All right, Nick Muse lining things up.
Nick Muse.
Big family here in Gloucester.
There's Nick.
Yep.
Leo tightrope again.
Yeah. Oh,
Hold
look
on.
at he's doing the windmill.
Yep.
Chris Paul had a solid walk last round.
Got about 2/3 out.
Yeah. Part of the Oompa Loompas.
Now that the tide's going out, a little more beach for people to congregate.
Yep. That was the only good thing when you start swimming in after a long swim like that. You start see if you can start touching bottom.
Oh, really?
Yeah. After 50, 60 yards, you're like, okay, am I touching yet? Am I touching yet? Am I touching yet?
Yeah, it's a long swim back to shore. Here we go.
Come on, Chris. Drew Aiello, number 30, part of the.
Yeah, yellow contingent here on Beach Court.
Yeah, come on, Drew.
There goes Drew.
Come on, my Drew.
He likes to get out there with some speed.
Yeah. Safest spot.
Ooh,
Big
from the
one.
crowd for Colin.
These brothers are three-time champ. Friday, Saturday, and then the next year he won it on Sunday.
Now that sun's ducking behind the clouds, that's going to make that water feel a little colder.
A little colder. I'm sure those guys are chattering real hard up there on that platform. That's why some of those costumes come vital If you had a pullover or something like that, keep you extra warm.
Look at this. Hold on. We got a winner. Holy
Number
sweet.
31, round 3. He's got joined on Saturday, first walker.
There you go,
Beautiful.
folks. Colin Sweet is your 2023 Fiesta Friday champion. He will walk tomorrow. He'll be the first walker tomorrow.
First walker. Nice walk.
Lots of close calls. So now you're going to see the other walkers go in, surround Colin. They'll help him swim back to the beach.
They'll carry him up, lift him up in the water, carry him down beach court, bring it down to Fleece Royal, where they all take pictures in front of the Greasy Pole Shrine. Then after that, he's going to party for the rest of the night.
Man, Eric, so many close calls at round 2.
Round 2, and then round 3 with Nick Taramina.
There you have it, folks. There's Colin Sweet on the water.
Yeah. All his buddies are right there with them.
All the other walkers dropping off the pole platform now.
Yep.
Making their way back into the Pavilion Beach.
Yep. Years ago, you were being able to walk off the end of the pole, but nobody's watching you or whatnot when you fall off. So.
And he's going to be greeted by a mob scene on the beach. And in the meantime, we've got the women's junior Seine crews getting ready for their race. So Eric, that was 31 walkers into round 3?
Yeah, I believe he was, it was 31. 31.
Great stuff.
It's going to be the partying of the Red Sea down on the beach when these guys come off the...
Yeah, well, we're going to get a shot of that.
Yeah.
And Colin was moving out there in that pole.
Yeah.
None of those baby steps,
Yeah.
none of that tightrope walking.
They got that tailwind too. It's like flying back from West Coast to East Coast. Push them along.
So tomorrow, folks, there should be a few less competitors, and I'd be hard-pressed to think that we're going to make round 3 tomorrow. You never know.
I believe it's 45, 46 for tomorrow.
Is it really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
As of now.
As
check
of
back
now.
with us tomorrow.
Well,
You never
the
know.
list is pretty much set now. The list is set, so. And then on Sunday, I
31
believe
or so?
something like that. It was. I believe it's 14 champs walking on Sunday. Rest of proteges. My God.
And there's your Fiesta Friday winner, Colin Sweet,
Yep.
swimming in with the flag amongst the other Greasy Pole contestants.
He'll be walking first tomorrow. I'm sure his brother's right there at the beach is going to greet him. His father, his mother.
He's psyched. You're going to hear some Viva San Pedro chants once he hits this beach.
Leo Canavo, last year's winner, is waiting for him.
Great stuff. Earlier today, Rogue outlasted Backlash to end Backlash's chance at a three-peat in the women's senior Seine Bow races.
There he comes.
We're going to have the juniors coming up shortly after this, once Colin hits the beach. Oh, you can almost stand now.
Yeah,
He's
they're
getting
pretty
there.
much. Yeah, they're pretty much touching. See if they can.
And Eric, I want to thank you a ton for doing this today. I mean, you were
appreciate
a
it.
huge help. That was great.
I appreciate it.
It was a fun one, huh?
Yeah, appreciate the call on that one. Yep, they're pretty much. If you're about 6 foot right now, you're like, okay, now I can touch.
Not me. I need my water wings out there to get back in. We just got the sun behind some clouds here, but that should be poking out sooner than later. But
They get
right
ready to
now,
pull.
everything's coming up sunshine and roses. So
Yeah.
Colin Sweet.
Yep. Get ready to hoist them up.
It's gonna be a long night for Colin.
Yep.
And there he goes, folks.
There he goes. Congratulations, Colin. That's a new tradition.
I like it.
I do. Doing the Magisama
those
Duty
horses to
Moody's
help
before
carry
he
him
comes
back.
out. There's his brother right there, giving a nice beverage for his hard work.
Here we go. Absolutely. There you have it, folks. Colin Sweet, your 2023 Fiesta Friday Greasy Pole champion. Carried on the shoulders of his brothers out there. The other competitors, they're making their way to the altar.
Viva! Viva! Viva!
Awesome stuff. All right, man. All right, so there you have it, folks. Unbelievable finish there. Colin Sweet is your Friday winner. He's going to be walking first thing tomorrow, and our cover starts at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. They'll get out there around 4:45 or so, but we're going to have all kinds of same boat races in the meantime, too. We have actually the women's junior race happening very shortly here. We're going to bring Nikki Parisi and Phil Francis back with us in a bit. I'm joined by Eric Spear. He's walked this 13 times?
13 times.
Unbelievable. Ever get your mitts on that
you.
flag before?
No,
Even close to a swipe?
No, not swipe.
We want to thank you for all your
appreciate
time and
it.
effort today.
I
Awesome
appreciate it.
stuff. We want to mention that you're one of the creators of the Greasy Pole Shrine.
Yep.
People can enjoy that right here down on Commercial Street.
Commercial Street in front of Felicia Oil, the big green shed, also in front of the hotel. So,
And how you celebrating the rest of the weekend?
fiance's coming up. Whole family. We live Three Beach Court. That's where we're at.
Yeah, beautiful, man.
Yeah, family tradition.
I might have to call or text you at some point if I need some knowledge for the weekend events.
Okay.
But awesome
I'm
stuff.
right down the street.
Yeah.
Or
Hey, dude,
right down the truck, right on the other.
enjoy your Fiesta.
I
kid.
appreciate
I'm sure
it,
I'm going to
yeah.
bump into you 100 times,
all right,
man.
thanks, Corey.
Yeah, Bona Fiesta.
Bona Fiesta.
All right, thanks, Eric. You can go right
All
off. Take one last look out there at the water, folks. We've got the women's same boat races ready to happen.
Are you done?
I'm done.
We're going to bring in Phil and Nikki. You can step right in, guys. We're fine. I don't have it on me, Phil. So welcome, folks. I'm Corey Cooker from Bridge Cape Ann. Here's Nikki's joining us as well. I'm joined by 10-time same boat race champion Nikki Parisi, 4-time same boat race champion Phil Francis. We've got the women's junior races happening sooner than later. All right, scooch in towards me just a touch. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to beautiful and historic Gloucester, Massachusetts. You just saw Colin Sweet win the Friday Greasy Pole. That was a fun one, huh? Took a little while, but we got there.
Yeah, it took too long.
Those poor girls are probably dying by now.
Do you think so?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there was any grease on the pole, we might be here tomorrow.
It just idling. That took a while, but
right,
we got
with
there.
the
We had a couple
race.
close calls, you know. We got a few swings. I thought Nikki Cooper was going to bring one home for the family, but wasn't meant to be. So, all right. So welcome back. Thanks for being with us again. Okay, Nikki, can you set us up with who these crews are now and how we got to this point in today's competition? The finals for the women's juniors, right?
You have the list?
I had a book. Where's that book that I had up here?
Where's Phil's book, folks?
Where's Phil's book? I don't know all the names.
Did you leave campus, Phil? Oh, you got it? Yeah, grab that up for Phil.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can read it
So
now.
we got the Nina, the Santa Maria, and the Pinta side by side out here. The sun's poking back out now.
Lady Luke's all and
The wind is shifting slightly.
Do we know what boat they're in?
Champs.
No,
I never found out, but I can probably tell you from right here.
Yeah, we can tell.
The
Alright,
champs
so
are all or
Rachel's
nothing.
in. What's that, the Pinta? Rachel's in the
Control
Pinta.
chaos, folks.
Rachel got
Alexis is in Santa Maria.
So if you missed that first
Rachel's the
round of
champs,
Sambo
all or
races,
nothing.
Alright.
Luke's and
And the Nina is
Chicks with Sticks. Yeah, Ralphie.
Okay. All right. So, you want me to announce them?
Yeah, and I can do this too.
Okay.
All right, so we have
would
Santa
have to take
Maria.
my
We have
glasses
Lady
off, I
Luke's
can't
in
see.
left, right?
Yep.
Lady Luke's
Yep.
and the Santa
Yep.
Maria.
The champs are on the
Red.
blue flag,
In the middle's the
and the Lady
Chicks with
Luke's.
Sticks.
Oh, yep.
Lady Luke's white flag.
Yep. Chicks with Sticks in the
Lady
middle.
Luke's are the red flag, Santa Maria.
Yeah.
Chicks with Sticks are the Nina with the white flag.
Yeah.
All or Nothing Pinta with the blue flag.
Yep.
And All or Nothing are defending champs.
All or Nothing are defending champs. Rachel Cecilio is their coxswain, and she just raced in the women's race and got second. She is the head of Backlash.
Yeah, if you just missed that earlier, Rogue defeated Backlash in a great race and a strong showing from Cape Ann Power
Yeah.
as well. Awesome stuff.
It was a good race.
Yeah.
They all had a good time.
See Alexis Novello out there.
There's Alexis.
Santa Maria.
Yeah. Alexis and Timmy. And who do we have coxing over there? Who?
That Alexa Smith. Ashley Smith.
Ashley Smith.
yeah.
Ashley Smith and Timmy.
Yeah, and Ralphie Martin.
Ralphie, and that's Alex
Alex
Rotolosi.
Rotolosi and
Okay.
Rachel.
Yep. Kind of new to the scuttling. Alex. Isn't it a couple of years?
He's a second. He might be a second or third year. He's a roller. He's
I know he's a good kid too.
Oh, great kid.
He lives next door to me. He's a great kid.
It's cooled off a little in the last hour or so.
Oh yeah.
Yep. It looks like the water got a little rougher too.
Yeah, and the wind picked up a bit.
Lady Luke's might have the red flag.
Well, I sent it. We have the list someplace. When they line up, we'll figure
we'll
it
find
out.
right now.
I feel so bad. They sat out there for an hour just waiting.
I know.
Before they would
Yeah,
use,
so what are you doing? How do you stay loose?
right? Before they would do the courtesy round and then let the girls go off. But I don't know why they didn't do it this year.
Got a good crowd on the beach so far.
Yeah. It's good. People are realizing they need to stay. They need to support these kids too. I mean, this is our future. What was there? 150 kids
Yeah,
rowing
something
this
like
year.
that,
I think
yeah.
that's awesome.
That's phenomenal.
Oh yeah. I think tomorrow a little shout out to everybody. Cindy Perry, she was one of the ones that was
Yep.
involved with the high school kids in there.
Cindy, Mike Harmon.
Mike Harmon, Cindy, Mike Harmon, Jerry Shimataro,
Rachel.
Rachel. Rachel does a great job. She really does.
Well, let's quickly go over the rules of the same boat races and how this works. You see the three crews here. They're going to line up here at Pavilion Beach. They're going to row out for 1/2 mile towards a red, white, and blue flag and buoy. You'll be able to see that out there shortly. They're going to make the turn, head back to the beach. First to hit the beach is your winner. And this is for all the marbles, folks.
All the marbles. Yep. Bragging rights for a year.
And so what's happening now, Nikki, like we said earlier, it's not so much posturing, but we just got to get them in position right now.
Trying to get them in position, trying to get everybody ready to go. It just takes a while.
Yeah, Nadia, we have a pretty stiff breeze actually coming in from the southwest right now.
And like they want to know that all of their equipment is perfect. They want to know that their oars are in nice and tight, their footboards are right. They need like perfection.
Yeah, and this gets difficult, folks. It could take a little time as they try to line up the three boats. And you'll see each boat will signify whether they're ready or not. You'll see arms raised in the air, and they wait when once all three boats sort of fall into place, fall into line, we can go at a moment's notice. We could also have a little delay. There might be some posturing. You might want to try to get a little more momentum going before everyone agrees to start.
I think Rachel's going to start this race.
Yep.
Yep. She'll wait. I think she'll wait for them to put their hands up, then she'll just tell them to get in and row.
Now Rachel's going to start this
Yeah.
race. You
'Cause
watch.
she's already got a little bit going on. She doesn't have them feathering yet. But.
Now the Lady Lukes and Chicks with Six, they seem awfully close to one another
Yeah,
to start.
they might want to move over a tiny bit. Timmy's trying to do that right now.
And again, we have Lady Luke's in the left lane. That's with the red flag and buoy in the Santa Maria. Chicks with Sticks in the middle lane to the white buoy in the Nina. All or nothing, your defending champs in the Pinta.
He might go.
Yep.
Going to the blue flags.
Defending champs. All right, middle boat's ready. Second boat's making a move.
Lex is ready.
Yep.
Creeping out.
Well, Lady Luke's have about a half a boat lead right now already.
They're gonna bring him back up now.
Yep.
Yep.
This reminds
Backwater.
me of the men's final last year, where it took a long time
yeah.
on Sunday to get those guys lined up.
Yeah, until they're perfect with it. Well,
Yeah, I mean,
Until
you don't
they're
want to
perfect,
give
but you got some
anybody
guys.
an inch. You know.
and you also got, there's one or two guys that just like to play the games.
And woman.
Oh yeah,
There's woman here too, Phil.
I forgot. I'm sorry. No,
That's
I said
why I'm
guy-
here.
I said guys. So I'll include
why I'm
you with
here.
the guys. Listen, I already got one Sainbow crew hating my guts right now. Okay?
Phil, I could never hate
It's
you.
just another Fiesta. Phil.
I could never hate you. You gave me my first win. Never hate you.
Yes, I did. That was a lot of fun that year.
We had, yeah.
Came out of nowhere.
We didn't expect that.
Oh, it came out of nowhere.
Nice crowd gathered on Pavilion Beach still. Fiesta Friday. Beautiful evening here.
I'd like to clear a little something up, though, that I heard down on the beach.
Yeah.
That the commentator said that Rogue was the best women's crew in history. Which I have, they are awesome, and they may wind up being the best women's crew, but Affirmative Action has 5 straight wins in a row.
Wait, it was one
and
of-
Audacious has 7 wins total.
It was one of them
so,
that said it?
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem. I can look down there. There's only one guy down there, and he's doing the least amount of talking. He's the only one that ever pulled an oar. There's 2 other guys that ever pulled an oar in their life, okay?
How did they get that job?
He's on the Fiesta committee.
So just remember. You know.
Yeah, a lot of great legacies.
But again,
here.
anybody that gets out there is just a little bit crazy.
All right, we're gonna try this again. And Nikki, what are folks looking for?
They want to make sure that nobody has even an inch ahead of them. That
we
they
go.
want to get their
Rachel's
boat.
ready,
Yep,
she's ready.
they're
Here we go.
feathering.
Go.
Here we go.
And go. There we go. Beautiful start.
So all or nothing, the defending
Wow.
champs in the right lane off to a nice start.
Yep.
Lady Luke's as well. On the
Yeah.
left.
Nice start for Lady Luke's there.
Looking smooth.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Lady Luke's pull on. Timmy Oaks is steerer. He's got 3 of his daughters in the boat with him.
Yeah. So
And
it's
his
kind
daughters
of
are
cool.
great kids. They drive him bananas.
Well, he has like 20 daughters, doesn't he?
He's got 4.
Yeah.
One of them's in Europe right now, so she's all right, yeah.
Because he could almost have his own crew.
What do you think about the start?
It was a
Good
fair
start.
start. It was a good start. The champs had the better of the start, but
Yeah, but the lady Luke's had a
though,
decent
they had
start
a nice
too.
start. They got a nice stroke. The crew in the middle is the newest crew out of all
Yeah,
of them.
and they're much younger.
Yes.
Like Rachel's crew, the champs there, they've been together for quite a while. You know, and what's hard about that too is you can have girls that are 13 years old up to girls that are 20 years old in the junior division.
Yeah.
So that's tough.
That has to be addressed. Same thing with the boys. You got kids in the 7th grade rowing against kids that are
Yeah,
20 years old.
I mean, there's a huge difference at
Right.
that age
I think
in
it's
strength
something-
and power and confidence.
Something that has to be addressed.
Yeah, I don't think 19 and 20-year-olds are ready to be in the big.
We were rowing seniors when we were 16 and 17. It's a different mindset.
True. I just think these kids are awesome. Like I said, I mean, I've seen some of them. They're about 5 feet tall, 100 pounds, and they're rowing these boats.
I saw that with the little boys elimination, 7th grade kids coming up to my chest, and I'm not the tallest guy in the world, and I think it's great.
It really did cool down. Lady Luke's doesn't look like they're far behind the champs
they're
right
staying
now.
with them.
They're right with them.
Are chicks with six? Are they kind of all over the place here?
Yeah,
I'm misreading
But
this.
they're the youngest.
Okay.
They're the youngest, and Ralphie does a great job with the kids. He's just inexperienced as a steerer. You know, he's a great coach. We won together. He's a great coach.
Yeah. So all or nothing off to a strong start here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got
but
about a
the
whole
Lady
lead.
Luke's, they don't look that far behind Lady Luke's.
Like a little push right now.
Like I said, they're going a half mile out right now. You can probably see the red, white, and blue flags out there on buoys. They make a turn around that. That's a critical part of the race, obviously, and head straight back towards us at Pavilion Beach.
All they got to see when they're this age, just maintain your stroke.
Yeah.
All you have to do is don't fall apart. Just maintain your stroke. You can make a catch.
It looks like they're pulling ahead. Doesn't it? I mean, it's
They're
so
at
hard
least
to
even-
tell from here.
and
But
they're getting their info from the judges' boat too, so they're right even with them, I think, right
Lady
now.
Luke's look good.
I mean, all three crews look great. Even the chicks
And
with sticks.
they're all keeping their stroke. That's
Yeah.
that's the key.
They're all in there. They're all doing it.
Now the Lady Lukes are going to have a big advantage at the flag if they're even, because they have a seasoned veteran as a steerer.
So are we getting near the point where they're starting to getting ready to make the turn, preparing
I
for that?
know they
Yeah,
still
a
got
little bit more.
they still got quite a ways to
Probably
go.
another 50 yards or so before they start thinking about that. What do you think?
Well, yeah, probably about 50.
Yeah.
About 50 yards.
Even though everybody's version of 50 yards is totally different.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Frontero's version of 50 yards is about 2 miles. But we love him.
Tails only got 50 yards.
50 yards to the flag.
That was 50 yards ago.
Sun's trying to fight through now. And the breeze has quieted a little bit, but it's still going to be a bit of a tailwind as they make their way
Yeah,
back.
he's right on his flag,
Oh, yeah.
Lady Luke's. Timmy.
Timmy's
Yeah,
right
he's
on.
right on it. And well, so is Alex. The champs.
I think the Lady Lukes have a lead right now.
It looks that way. They're already starting to shift a little bit.
Timmy's going a little wider than them too. Best move with these boats.
Folks, you are watching the Women's Junior Same Boat Finals happening right now. Between the Lady Lukes in the Santa Maria in the left lane.
They're gonna start turning.
Chicks with Sticks in the Nina in the middle lane. All or nothing in the Pinta in the right lane. They are your defending champs. But they're in for a battle right now.
Oaksy's starting to
Yeah,
make
he's
his
starting
move.
to make his move.
Yeah.
He's going in.
He's going in. They're both going in right now.
Oh, he's wide. There we go.
Wow.
They're both
Wow.
turning at the
Yeah.
same time. Timmy's going to come out of it first
Timmy's
if they have a
gonna-
good
yeah.
turn. If those
Timmy
girls
just-
do their job.
Timmy just nailed it.
Yep. All right, girls, do what you're supposed to do.
Come on, Oaksy.
Come on,
Oaksy's
come on,
coming
come on,
out first.
come
Lady Luke's got
on.
the lead.
Nice.
Now just maintain the stroke.
Yeah, Chicks with Sticks making their turn. Say Luke's have it a little bit.
All right, just under half a mile left before they hit the beach. We find out who this year's winner is. Lady Luke's looking strong.
But we're not going to underestimate last year's champs either because they're right with them.
Yep.
All or nothing, take a huge lead there. Lady Luke's not out of it just yet, though.
What?
I think the Lady Luke's a leader.
Lady
Yeah, they're
Luke's is
telling us
leading.
on the
They're
beach that
leading.
all or nothing
They're
is
leading.
a sizable lead. We don't see it.
Okay.
Yeah, they had the lead the whole time.
Bring it
our
home,
game up
girls.
here.
Don't listen to the commentators down there.
Yeah,
They don't know what they're talking about.
We get an eagle's eye view up here.
Oh, they need to stop.
Oh, man.
Seriously?
You can't do that.
No way.
Yeah, Schooner Fest isn't until Labor Day.
No way. Get that on camera.
Uh-oh. And here comes the Coast Guards,
Yeah.
Yeah.
cutting off the schooner.
Seriously. Come on.
They're going to hit, and now they're going to hit the wake from them, too.
Yep. But it won't be as bad as from the schooner. No, well, the Coast Guard didn't stop them, did they?
Wow.
Seriously?
This was our big worry, folks.
Wow.
Oh,
What an
That's so not cool.
what a nitwit.
look at a ticket.
Now these poor kids are gonna get that wake.
Even the cruise ship knew. Stay out of the way. That's ridiculous.
I mean, you'd think they'd know better.
Yeah, now the rower's going to deal with that wake.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully it dies before it gets there.
Looks like the Lukes are falling behind.
No, I think they still got the lead.
Think?
But it's not a big lead.
Real gutsy performances here.
Yep. They're all working.
These strokes looking nice.
We got anybody on the beach to judge this one.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like one oar going in and out with both of those crews. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see feathering and octopuses. However, it
I
does
think
look
it's
like
still dead
Luke's is
even.
starting to fall apart.
The Lukes
Keep
have,
it going.
I bet the Lukes have probably maybe about a half a boat right now.
Yeah, but a couple of their oars are off.
Yeah, Coastie's
they
just
gotta
cut off
go.
someone else at the pass.
Come on, ladies. This is gonna be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be a good one. I mean, last year's champs, or are they gonna be new champ?
This is a great race.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
This is a really
This is
good
tight.
race.
Nobody can make a move.
No?
The Lukes by a half a boat right now, about a half a boat right now.
Nice crowd gathered at the beach waiting for the three crews to come in.
They're picking up their stroke.
And Nikki, where do the juniors go to celebrate? We know where the seniors go.
Sometimes
We
we
used to go to
sneak
the club.
them into the club.
Oh!
We walk them around and then we have to bring them outside. Let them get a soda.
Yeah.
But the poor things, they have to go row the boats back now to the
I
dock
didn't even think
after.
about that, yeah.
Yeah, so they don't get to celebrate too much. However, one year my junior girls, when they won, somebody gave them some alcoholic beverages.
Uh-oh.
And we had one girl puking off the side of the boat as we were rowing back in.
See, that's a nice Fiesta story.
But that's fun, I have pictures.
I hope they have a judge down there.
Oh, come on, wow.
Look at this. The Lady Luke's in all or
All
nothing.
right, just straighten out. Don't waste any energy going to the side. Holy cow.
Lady Luke's,
Lady Luke's, wow.
all or nothing coming now.
They're damn. Oh, don't fall apart, don't
Yeah,
fall apart,
look-
don't fall
The
apart.
Lady Luke's are getting a little
Stay
antsy.
together. Stay together. Come
Lady
on.
Luke's just pulled ahead.
Everything, put everything into it. Let's go, ladies. Oh, wow, this is a great race.
Right down to the wire.
Look at them. They have a beautiful stroke.
Oh, this is
The
gonna be
champs
tough.
have a really nice stroke, but Lady Luke's, come on, dig deep. Wow.
Again,
Lady
here comes
Luke's.
the audience.
Here it
Lady
comes.
Luke's.
Here it comes. Is he gonna? Oh,
Lady
it's gonna be a
Luke's.
photo finish.
All or nothing in the
Lady
Pinta.
Luke's.
Wow. Wow.
Who hits the beach
Lady
first?
Luke's.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Lady
Oh,
Luke's.
Lady Luke's. By less than half a boat.
Lady Luke's is the happiest person in the world right now.
That is fantastic.
Wow.
Wow. They're
Told
all
me.
good.
He told me if he wins this race, it'll be the greatest race. Look at that.
Look, all his daughters.
daughters.
Oh.
Look at that.
It was a good race all around. Pinta gave up a really good fight. You know what? And these kids,
Here comes
they're
Hits with
going
Sticks.
places.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not afraid to admit it. I got a tear in my eye on this.
That was
I'm
beautiful.
very close with him, and I know what it means to him.
Yep.
Look at those girls celebrate.
That's
And hats off
fantastic.
to Chicks with Sticks as well as they're
Yep.
coasting in.
What
All
a
three
race.
crews did great. That was a great race.
What a race.
Yep. This is our future.
Where's all the former Mama Lukes, Steve Asaro? They gotta be around somewhere.
Oh, tell them about the name.
What, the Mama Lukes?
Well, why they're the Lady
They're
Lukes.
the Lady Lukes, because Timmy was with the Mama Lukes for years.
Yeah.
And the Mama Lukes, they never won, but they were there every year, fed everybody, have fun with it. And that's what it was all about. Still what it's all about. But those guys, they were the best. They showed up every Tuesday night. One year they had, what was it, turkey legs. Then the next year they would have something else. Every year they fed everybody.
That's great. So now you see the crew of All or Nothing
What a
making their way
great
over
race.
to the Lady Luke's.
So all or nothing, our new champs, Alex Rodolosi.
No, Lady Luke's.
Oh,
the new
sorry.
champs.
Oh my God. I'm fired now, aren't I? Lady Luke's, Tim Oakes, Alexis Novello, Lila Spear, Ella Tucker, Bailey Dombrowski, Mia Wheeler, Sage Smith, Maddie Oakes, Delaney Oakes, Riley Smith, Kelsey Francis, and Goober Oakes.
Hey, Goober.
Yeah, he
Goober
told me.
Oaks.
He said, it doesn't matter. You announce her as Goober.
That's all right. They did it. Great
It's a
stuff.
new champ in town. Wow, good for them.
That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, fantastic.
What a race.
That was a really
That
good race.
was a great
They had
race.
a beautiful stroke,
That might end up being the race of the weekend.
From start to finish, those
Yeah.
they were neck and neck.
and they had nice strokes, nice long strokes.
Well, hopefully we see those crews for a long time to come.
I think you will. Well, just like Rachel, last year's champs, they'd been together since juniors, and they did, so they've probably been together about 20 years, starting as little kids and then going into the women's
I hope
league.
somebody got a picture of him and his girls.
I'm sure somebody did.
Well, that's one thing. There won't be a lack of great photographs. There are cameramen, drones, GoPros, everything's out there.
Him and his girls, and everybody, people knows him. He knows the history, what happened, and everything like that. We won't talk. That's a front page picture right
Yeah.
there. Him and his girls. His girls hugging him is a front page picture.
Beautiful stuff.
Dad of the year and Scuttler of the year, huh?
He's the dad of the decade.
Yeah. Yep.
And Nikki, I want to thank you for all your time and expertise
you.
today. That was a real pleasure.
It was fun. It was fun.
Learned a lot. That was great. Awesome. So there you have it, folks. The Lady Luke's and the Santa Maria, this year's Women's Junior Same Boat Champions. Awesome,
Viva.
awesome, awesome. So there you have it, folks. That concludes Fiesta Friday here from St. Peter's Fiesta in downtown Gloucester. We had a great day. We had some great champions. Rogue outlasted Backlash and reclaimed the title that they left on the table a couple of years ago. Backlash was going for the three-peat. That was a
Yeah.
fantastic race as well. So Rogue are your women's senior champions. Colin Sweet is your Fiesta Friday Greasy Pole champion. He's going to be walking tomorrow. He'll be the first walker, in fact. And if we just witnessed the Lady Lukes barely by less than a boat length, be defending champs, all or nothing. Awesome stuff all around. Okay, we're going to go over some thank yous here. I have, of course, thank Nikki Parisi and Phil Francis for their help. As always, got to thank Eric Spear as well. We want to thank our hosts here at the Loft at Pavilion Beach. Actually, this is available for rent, as a matter of fact.
It's beautiful.
If you like which includes the city of Gloucester, the towns of Rockport, Essex, and Manchester by the Sea. You can learn more at bridgecapeann.com, or you can give us a little subscription and a like here, and you can watch us all weekend long, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm also producer for 1623 Studios. That is a local public access station serving all of Cape Ann, Gloucester, Rockport, Manchester by the Sea, and Essex. You can learn more at 1623studios.org. Streamography, those guys there were awesome. They are a podcast studio and streaming service based in Gloucester with clients around the world. You can discover podcast consulting powerhouse at streamography.com. The Beauport Hospitality Group from the beautiful Beauport Hotel right next door. They develop and manage upscale independent full-service hotels, restaurants, event facilities, and Gloucester Harbor cruises. You can learn more at BeauportHospitalityGroup.com. And our friends at Live Now from Fox, which is a non-stop stream of breaking news, live events, and top stories powered by Fox TV stations. Watch anytime, raw, live, and unfiltered wherever you stream. Go to livenowfox.com to find out how to watch. And you can do that with all of us all through the weekend long. A great collaboration. We can't do this alone. We have, of course, have to thank the St. Peter's Fiesta Committee and everyone who puts this event on, the city of Gloucester, all the volunteers to make this work, and of course all the participants, whether it's in the same boat races or the Greasy Pole itself, or all the other things going on, the procession, the entertainment at the altar. It goes on and on, folks. It's an awesome time. If you haven't been to this neck of the woods before, this is the time of year to be here. It's a beautiful place to be, right at the end of 128 in the northeast corner of Massachusetts. We hope you stay with us throughout the weekend. Like I said, tune in, same channel, same time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow, what races do we have, Phil?
We have the Senior Men's Championship. We have
the semifinals, essentially, right?
Yep. Sorry, semifinals. And I think we have a junior
and the junior
qualification race. Junior qualification. Boys will have their championship on Sunday also.
Gotcha. And of course, we'll have the Saturday Greasy Pole as well. And that winner gets a chance to walk on Sunday. And Sunday, of course, is the Day of Champions here for the Fiesta. That's the big one. It means a lot to the locals here, too. We're going to have a big crowd tomorrow. The weather looks like it's going to cooperate. That flotilla is going to be 10 times the size tomorrow, too. So we're looking forward to sharing all the sights and sounds of the St. Peter's Fiesta with you all. So for Phil Francis and Nikki Parisi, I'm Corey Kukuru. Thanks to everybody who joined us this week, and we will see you tomorrow here live from Pavilion Beach to St. Peter's Fiesta. Bona Fiesta.
Bona Fiesta.
Bona Fiesta.
Viva San Pedro.
Viva.